The following is a presentation of Foosball Radio. It's FoosTalk Live.
You talking to me?
Compelling and lively banter.
Are you going to talk to us?
Talking foosball.
Foosball was how I measured my value as a man. You took that away.
Players and fans, promoters and pros. Unedited and raw.
Talk.
Living in the moment.
We have a lot of important things to talk about.
All while practicing social distancing.
Cool. We'll talk. No big whoop.
Let's get this thing started. FoosTalk Live. Hi, I'm Tom Robinson, and I want to personally thank our Patreon pillars for their support of Foosball Radio. That includes James Sparky Castillo, Craig Topham, Christina Fuchs, Ekaterina Sarbolescu, Carl Fleischer, Jay Teal, David Kalla, Brian Schmid, Cameron Burrows, Mike Green, Jimmy Love, Dwayne Stewart, Judy Schober, Jamie Kunst, Rob Cutler, Reed Rector, Clay Toomey, Adam Gilson, and our friends from the 716 Buffalo Foosball Club. Thank you. Your support brings continued and expanding content from Foosball Radio as we cover the greatest sport on earth. Visit patreon.com/Foosball Radio to find out how to become a Foosball Radio patron. Learn more about the exclusive benefits we offer you. FoosTalk Live is brought to you by Original Leonhardt. The Leonhardt Tournament Model is the most popular foosball table at the ITSF World Cup. Designed and handcrafted in Germany. Order online and have it delivered to your door. Visit www.original-leonhardt-usa.com and use promo code FoosTalk to save 10% off your purchase price. Yep, it's episode number 158. Hey there, I'm Tom Robinson. The first weekend of May, and everything's coming up roses here. It was a beautiful day in upstate New York, and I'm feeling pretty charged up after getting out there and pushing around the electric mower. You know what I'm saying? It was a good day. But just to let you know that tonight we're going to have ourselves a special feature, an introduction of a new feature. We haven't done this before, and it's something we're going to introduce tonight. But we'll get to that in just a second. But of course, from anything from foosball play-by-play to whipping up a batch of tasty pizza bagels, there's very little else that this guy can't do. And that would be Adam Gilson. Hello, Adam.
Tom, this time change has destroyed my lighting. It is 6 o'clock local, and the sun just does not care about me or any. I've been moving my lights. Well, you can see me, yeah, but can you see me?
You can be seen.
Can you see me?
You are being seen.
What the hell does an electric mower look like, by the way, Tom? I can't picture that.
How about this? You go into the garage, right?
No,
and you take
I don't have a
this
garage.
thing. It's like about this big. It's a battery, right?
I don't have a
And
battery.
you chuck it into the mower. You close the lid and you press the button and it starts.
Yeah,
and
I don't know
it
how
runs.
I don't know how to chuck.
And
None of
there's
that makes
no
any sense.
there's no gasoline. There's no cleaning the carb. There's no putting additives into the gasoline.
How big is your lawn? Is I think what I'm asking you. Like
Well, we got about half an acre of, I don't know, roughly half an acre. Not
of
too bad.
grass?
Well, I mean, grass and gardens. So, but yeah, it takes me about, I don't know, an hour to do it with a push mower.
Well, and
You
with
know,
an electric, it takes.
well, the electric makes no difference. I mean, it's the same speed, it's the same thing. It just doesn't make any noise, and it smells good.
What smells good? What the hell? I'm sorry. I don't live in your world, dude. I have no idea. We have lawns, but it's covered in native plants. There's, I think, a raccoon named Jimmy. I don't understand.
Somebody living in the in
Maybe.
the
I have no
lawn where
idea. We have a tenth of an acre in downtown Ventura, a coastal town. And
yes.
yeah. So, but
Well,
we live
I
in
mean,
we live
come
in a
on.
desert, so we can't afford water.
Right.
I just
So
can't
lawns
think.
are not a thing.
Well,
But
they
it's been raining
are.
here for weeks. And the lawn is just, it was like a jungle. So I had to get out there and do something about it. So, it's a suburban upstate New York thing we do. Okay. Just
Oh, I see. So your bone china teacups are probably made of actual bone.
probably. I think that's probably true. I mean, we've been around a little longer in this part of the country. Just saying, We've
Right.
had some time to work on this thing.
Okay.
So tonight, by the
Oh,
way,
don't change the
I
subject.
know.
We're still on this
Oh no,
mower
no.
thing. No, I'm kidding. No, no. I think we've mined that for all it's worth.
Oh, I think we did. So last week, of course, the Masters. I mean, what a great tournament! What a great time! Just love watching the coverage. You seem like you're having some fun. Would I be correct in that
You know,
regard?
I had a lot of fun. It's nice. I was there last year,
Hmm.
um, yeah, when it was Florida State, and it was my first. It was my second solo tournament, and I was still kind of feeling, whatever. But since then, it's like, bring it on. I don't care.
Bring it on!
Yeah, let's
Bring
do
it
it.
on!
There's some
Yeah,
good
yeah.
matches. We had some amazing matches, the Hall of Fame 2 weeks before that. And there were some good matches this weekend too. And this is the thing that I really the takeaway for me for Florida State, and I don't know how they do it. The junior scene there is just so moving. Like
Oh,
I
it
seriously
was
would.
great.
I called the junior doubles finals match and the elimination bracket match.
Hmm.
I was crying up there in the booth because, like, I mean, all the people were watching, and it was just so cool. The family and friends were there, and one of the kids' pops was wrapping the handle for him.
Yeah,
What a memory! And it's
right,
all on
right.
video.
And Sherwin Pulowski of Vermont fame,
The Vermont
uh,
Pulowskis,
yeah, the
as you
Vermont
would say,
Pulaskis was there, man. I mean,
with
he
your
was
money.
he was killing it,
Yeah, he was.
and he was playing goal the entire time, which I
Hmm.
thought was great of him because I mean he's a fierce player up front too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that junior division was
Him,
was
him,
great
and him,
stuff.
and I believe Maven Wilkie
Maven,
was her
yep.
name. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it was good stuff. It was good competition, good poise at that age. I think at that age I didn't even know how to open a cheese stick wrapper.
And kudos to Grayson, who played against them
Hmm.
in the finals there.
Grace's
They
pull
were
kick
fantastic.
is
Oh,
silly.
smoking,
Yeah.
smoking good. She was hitting those holes on Sherwin, which was pretty remarkable, I got to say. The fearless player. I noticed she was chewing gum. Do you
Hmm.
notice that?
Yes.
She's like chewing gum, like she's like this is no biggie,
Right.
right? She's just in it. So
A-
love that.
As I often say, I'm here to chew gum and kick butt, and I'm all out of gum. Actually, I didn't say that. That Duke Nukem says that, but that's okay.
Now, the other thing I wanted to mention too is that last weekend with the Masters coverage, you were joined by one of the pro players there at the scene who happens to be the topic of our new feature tonight. He is
Yeah.
actually the first of this new feature, and it's called the Players Spotlight. And we want to welcome to FoosTalk Live for the very first time. And of course, after what a great weekend he had playing as well, Randy Raposo of Alabama, formerly of Boston, Mass. Hello, Randy.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. How are you today?
Well, I gotta say, as you already heard, I'm pumped up because I got a chance to mow the lawn today. I'm just
Yeah,
charged up, man.
yeah.
But so welcome, and so I got to ask you, how long has it been since you left the Northeast to live in Alabama?
July 1st, 2015, I moved away. So I'm
2015.
coming up on eight years in this town. Yeah.
Wow. And I've heard your name many, many times mentioned here, in a very favorable favorable way in foosball here in the upstate area. So you know a lot of the same folks that I spent time with,
Yes, sir.
people
Yeah.
like Mike Philbrook and Kevin Walker and Jeff Scarchilli and the
Yeah.
old gang.
Yeah. 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 Chuckles, Chuck Dooley. Love Chuck.
Chuckles.
Yeah. Love me some Chuck. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nino DeJean and the rest.
Yeah.
So first of all, when you worked at last weekend at the tournament with Adam, what was your first impression of working in the booth? How did that feel?
Um, so I was a little nervous, like for about 10 or 15 seconds. And then I was like, well, we're talking about foosball. This is so cool. So, and then, Adam, me and Adam go way back. And, we took second place at the Worlds in '04. I don't know if
Oh,
he's
in
mentioned
oh
that.
04.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't know if he's mentioned that. So, but he just, he made me feel very welcome and comfortable, and he had like a nice little charcuterie set up there for me,
I
and
wish.
uh, and but the foosball was awesome. So that just made it easy. So I had a
Okay.
blast. It was my favorite part of the weekend. I had a great time.
Yeah, mine too. That was awesome. And I'll recount to everybody now the millions of people that are listening or will listen. It was funny because you walked by. I was walking by you in the foyer on the way there to go do that match. Was the first one you did like an elimination.
It was
What?
it was
winners of
Jacob
the
and Eric. It was
for
Jacob and
third.
Eric against Rob and Tony. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was walking by and you're like, hey, you were talking. You weren't talking smack, but you're like, do you want me up there? And mostly when people ask me for that, I just go, no, I don't like that kind of energy. But I could tell, I could see a twinkle in your eye, not unlike Santa Claus on a New Year's Eve night. And I said, yeah, let's get him up there. And yeah, that was the rest, as they say, was hysterical. It was a lot of fun. Your insight. And I heard as the matches progressed, you're getting more and more relaxed. And that was really good. And yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
I had a blast. I
Yeah.
had a blast.
Which
Yeah.
is fascinating. You say that was the your favorite part of the weekend when you played really well that weekend.
I thought I played okay. Yeah. I mean, so
Just
after it was
okay.
all said and done, I talked to Rob Cadle, and he's having a 5th place jacket made for me.
5th place.
So
those are how memories. I say you have to sew your own capes, but you can also just buy your own 5th place jackets, Randy. And
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
memorable.
Yeah. Well, so talking to my buddy Bruce Welton that I played open with after the match, he was
Yes.
like, man, he said, I think that's like your best results. He said, I know you've won stuff. He said, but that's just super consistent. And I've had some good finishes in open doubles. I've had some good finishes in open singles, but to finish top 5 at a tournament of that caliber
Yeah.
with that level of competition, I mean,
So deep.
normally on the drive home, I'm like thinking about the matches I lost and what I should have done. And I did that again, but I didn't think about it too long because I felt like I made some mistakes, and I come home. I always watch, and that's one thing I appreciate about Inside Foods. I come home, I watch, and I sit there and I go, okay, and I learn from those mistakes, and then
Yeah.
next time I just try to improve. So I was happy with my results. Would I have liked to at least hit 4th in something? Absolutely,
Sure.
but you can't be upset with top 5 finishes in that field. So.
Oh my God, yeah, that was a really deep pro master level because of the fact that it's right there in Florida, in Tampa, right where they all live.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
clearly there was going to be a really tough field, but man, you killed it. That was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, the old saying here at Foosball Radio and FoosTalk Live is that we're telling the story of foosball one player at a time. So in that tradition, we'd like to ask you the question: when was the first time you ever saw a foosball table? How old were you, and what kind of table was it?
Okay, so my dad was the president of like a men's club locally in my area. It was like Portuguese men's club.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time in bar rooms as a child, like 5, 6, 7 years old. So the first time I saw a table, I was a little boy, and it was probably so they have this table. I don't know the specific name of it, but we call it like a Portuguese metal man table, right?
Oh,
And,
okay.
With the
the
two
men
men
are just
with the 2 legs. Yeah,
2
2
feet.
feet. They
2
have 2
feet.
feet.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Uh-huh.
So I know for sure they had one of those, and then I think at one point there was a dynamo in there. Like I didn't see a tornado until I was probably like a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
but that was the first one that I'd seen, and I never touched it because I said I can't do this. This is just I'll. How do you hit the ball hard? How do you do this? This is stupid. I don't get it. So I stayed away from it for a long time. But the first time I'd ever seen foosball was as a child. So
Yeah.
30, 35 years ago, ballpark. Yeah.
Right.
Mid
Right.
80s.
Right. Yeah. Wow. And so when was the first time you actually played the game and then realized, hey, I want to do this to compete?
So in high school, one of my best friends in high school, his brother-in-law at the time, his then brother-in-law, was a local player in our area. And so can I speak freely? Is it
Sure.
like
Well, I would
okay?
say.
Whatever you feel
Okay,
comfortable
so
saying.
so
We just don't
you
drop
know,
F-bombs like
no, nothing
Frankenstein.
like that. No, nothing like that. So I as a young man, I did some some things I'm not proud of now, but a lot of illegal activity.
Oh,
So this
Mhm.
was
yeah,
a
sure.
this was a guy I used to, do some drugs with and hang out and do those types of things. So we went into a pool hall in the North End of New Bedford called Acu Billiards. It's not there anymore, but they had 4 tables, and we went in, and there were some guys there playing, and he started playing, and I saw him play, and I said, "Oh my goodness, I had no idea people could play like that."
Yeah.
And I touched the table, and that was it. I was unbelievably instantaneously addicted, and I got my cousin Kyle. He had been playing for a little while in high school, got a table at the house, and
Mm-hmm.
so he was okay at little 5 and could shoot a pull shot. And when I started playing, he used to beat on me, loved beating on me, and then probably within 6 months or a year, I bought a table, and I started chasing the
Nice.
local scene, um, and just learning what I could, absorbing what I could, and I just practiced like 8 hours a day.
Okay.
Just
8 hours a
just
day.
Yeah, I sold drugs, Tom.
Yeah.
I sold drugs. So
Well,
I
gee.
wasn't getting up at I
And
wasn't running in
now you're in
5.
now
Yeah.
you're in real estate, right? So
There's that,
there's
and
a cyclical nature to everything.
You
other
just
things,
ruined
but
everything I thought about you before you arrived, Randy. Now it's
that
completely
was
destroyed. I'm just
that was a
No,
long time ago.
no, just kidding.
So
no.
no, I started. I was looking for local events, and then our guy. Every year it has a guy, right? Every
Mm-hmm.
year it has a
Mm-hmm.
guy. So John Batista was our guy.
Oh,
Shout out
John
to
Batista.
John.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
wow.
Okay. So, and the stories of John are legendary. John in the 80s on Dynamo was unstoppable. John ran everything in our area. He had all the tables, ran a league. We had a league with like 50 guys in it. He ran the
50.
draws. Yeah, he ran
50.
everything.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, our player base locally was humongous. It was awesome. You could go out any night of the week and find foosball. We had 2 tables at our arcade at the mall. Every pool hall had a table. Every bar room had a table. There
Right.
was foosball everywhere. So I started chasing John around and just taking beatings. And then the first DYP I went to, they had one DYP a month on a Sunday at this little Portuguese pub called Blue Sky. I went there. First guy I ever drew was Matthew Contois.
Mm.
First
Really?
DYP
Wow.
partner. Yeah, it was my
Matt,
first
Matt is a
DYP
good
partner.
guy.
And Matt treated me like trash. He was so I didn't know how to play. And Matt, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. So
Right.
but I loved it. I loved it, and I kept chasing it and chasing it and chasing it. And then like I said, it was just I would practice all day and then go out and play all night. And I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. And then probably about a year after that, I was introduced to a pro player in the Northeast, a guy named Kevin Scalsis.
Kevin, yes.
What time
And
frame?
Kevin,
I'm sorry. What time frame was this?
this was like 01, 02.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 02, right in that area, I meet Kevin. Kevin shows me drills on 5, shows me how to, just shows me how to practice, because at the time I was just shooting balls and trying to figure it out for myself. Kevin shows me how to practice. And I've told Adam this, I played hockey my whole life. So I've always been like fairly disciplined in my practice regimen. So I just started going through these routines of practice. And then the first like decent size tournament in the area I went to, Steve Rogie used to run tournaments up at Jillian's. And this was 02. I went up there, and this is how I met Billy. This is actually a pretty funny story. At least for me, it's funny. I don't know about for Billy, but it's funny.
Billy
for me.
Pappas.
Billy Pappas, yeah. So a truck full of us, a Suburban full of us, drive up to Jillian's to play. It was just like a draw, singles and a doubles. And we get up there and we're hanging out. And Steve Rogie's like, we got to hold off on the draw because we're waiting for Billy and Nancy, right? And at the time, I'm 20 years old, 21 years old. I'm real rough around the edges. And I go, what are we waiting for this kid for? Like, what? I'm going to hold up for one kid? Like, who is this kid?
There's the Boston accent.
Okay. And then Billy and Nancy walk in, right? and Billy at 15, 16, like Billy went through this phase where he was wearing like Hawaiian shirts, and you see it on Inside Foods, like he's wearing Hawaiian shirt, and he walks in, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. We're waiting for this guy, right? And then I see him play foosball,
Oh,
and then I see him play foosball, and I go, oh, okay, okay, and I just started following him around like a lost puppy, and I'm like, buddy, how do you do that? What are you doing? And thankfully, like me and Billy clicked right away, and Billy became my buddy, and I was able to spend a lot of time with Billy, and that really made a huge difference for me as far as foosball, because that was right around the time Billy had just became a master, and then he was starting to work his way up, and then like right around 04, 05, 06, that's when Billy just took off, went to the top, and we were playing a bunch. I'd go over to the house and we'd hang out and play, and I'd go pick him up and bring him down, and he'd spend time with me. And it wasn't even always about foosball. Like I love Billy. Billy was my buddy, and we would just hang out. And but having access to the best player in the world,
yeah.
and just being able to pick his like driving down the street and asking him questions, it's like, I mean, I'm getting for free what people are paying for. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
That just and there were people that used to get frustrated with me and say that anyway, but I told him, I said, you can say whatever you want. I said, that's my buddy, and Billy played events with me, and he played with me because we were friends. He didn't care if I sucked and I was a rookie and I was a scrub. He just played with me because we were friends, and we had fun together, and we won a couple small events. We won North Carolina State. I think it was like 06, 05, 06. We won NC State, which at the time was the longest running state tournament in the country. I mean, that's I still have the jacket.
Do you really?
Oh yeah. So
real quick, that little self edit something you really don't want to share?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Because
fill it up.
that was.
I'm gonna do my own headcanon.
That was something. That was actually something that a guy up there said. One of the Albany guys said, and he said it to me, and I laughed at it. I said, okay, buddy. And I love the guy, but it is what it is. So
one of those things.
Yeah. And it's not. It's not. But I don't ever hold a grudge, and I don't do anything. But I don't forget a lot of stuff. So
Right.
And I don't forget losses. I don't remember wins, but I don't forget losses. So
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a hindrance? Do you find that to be a hindrance to getting better?
No. So okay, I'll give you an example. What is his name? Super nice kid from Louisiana. Who's the lead singer of Slipknot? Say his name. Lead singer of Slipknot. Because they have the same name.
John Doe.
No, close though.
Hold on. Who's the lead singer of Slipknot? Corey Taylor.
Okay, Corey Taylor. Corey Taylor is a pro player from Louisiana, right? Super nice guy.
Oh, they have the same name.
Right? They have the same name.
The pro is not the lead singer of Slipknot.
Different guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
But so Corey Taylor, I played Corey Taylor. I think it was like a Maryland State in the mid 2010s in a doubles event. And he just abused me so bad. And I just did this. I was like, okay. And I never forgot. And then I played him at Louisiana State like 2 years ago in singles. And I put it on him pretty good. And then after the match, I told him, I said, Corey, you beat me. And I said, you don't remember. I said, but I don't forget. I said, you beat me at Maryland a few years ago, and it was bad. It was ugly. I said, I kind of owed you that one. But I mean, he's a great player, good player. But I don't forget those losses. I don't forget those. Again, here's another one. Rodney Jenkins. I love Rodney. Rodney runs foosball in this area. So North Carolina State 2003, I'm playing open doubles with Billy, and I'm a scrub. And we play Rodney and Billy for winner of the losers. Rodney Jenkins, Billy Kaler, another buddy of mine from Tennessee, great goalie, and Rodney abused me. Like, just, it was like I wasn't there. And I never forgot. I never forgot. And Rodney knows I never forgot because I play Rodney locally all the time. So,
By the
yeah.
way, we've heard Rodney Jenkins' name mentioned before
Yeah.
with one of our pro masters saying that he was like his Achilles heel, that every time he came up against Rodney Jenkins, that he just couldn't seem to get around him, couldn't figure him out. So Rodney is everybody's got a Rodney in their life.
Rodney's a stud. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rodney was a great player, and his two daughters were they were All-Americans at the University of Alabama in softball. Both great softball players. So, but Rodney's great guy, solid guy. So,
Right.
So your recall of those events isn't like you fixate on the losses. You just took from them what you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. I thought you were saying that. I thought that was like your Moby Dick. You were just fixated and focused on.
No.
That's
No.
cool.
No. No.
Real quick, I just we are of course on Twitch. Just a quick shout out to people that are on there, especially we got John Deputy 570 saying hashtag 508 foosball, and he said earlier to say hi to you. He's here to support you,
Yeah.
Randy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Tony,
That's my homeboy. 508 football.
Tony CBRL, Randy, what's up? I don't know who that is.
I know who that is. That's another 508 guy. 508
Nice.
foosball.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Klepto Killer Gaming, and I'm all out of gum. I thought I finished the quote. I didn't finish the quote. Well, to all the
Klepto
'90s
Killer
gamer
Gamer?
kids out there, I apologize if I didn't finish the Duke Nukem quote. But so something we talked about in the pre-show, and what we saw this last weekend for you, well, at Masters, it was consistency, and you kept coming at people doing what it is that you needed to do to keep winning, and you were playing against some good players, and you kept playing your game. And something you said about that in the pre-show I found interesting. You said you're not used to do that. That's more of a recent
Yeah.
thing? What's the evolution there?
So being in the Northeast, I played foosball and enjoyed it and made friends and had a good time and always just thought I was going to be just an expert player and be where I was at. And I've had people tell me that I was skillful enough to be more than that, but I just assumed this is what it is. And then moving to the South, and so I'm in Central Alabama. I can drive to like 5 or 6 tournaments a year, which I tell the local guys in the 508 group, if you want to improve, you got to go out and play. Like, you got to hit tour stops. You got to play foosball. Like, you can sit around and play your local guys all day, but you're only as good as your weakest player.
You need to get your ass handed to you by some good players is what you need.
Absolutely.
Right.
So when I moved down here, I started going out and playing, and being in the Northeast, if I wanted to go play an event, I could find a partner. It was never a problem. Moving down here, nobody really knew who I was. So I had to go out and earn it, like start over. And, but I found myself driving home so it got to a point where I was just getting really kind of frustrated and not having fun and just almost wanting to quit foosball. And I kind of had to reevaluate stuff and like, why am I doing this? If it's not fun, I could be home with my life or doing something else. And I just, it all went back to like when I started playing, I set goals for myself. I wanted to be the best player to come out of the Southeast region of Massachusetts. I wanted to be the first pro player to ever come out of that area. I wanted to be competitive in open events and win a world title or I just set these goals for myself. So I really had to reevaluate my approach to the game. So I started just, I asked some people, like, basically you find who's winning and you ask them what they're doing. So I just changed my approach. And like I said in the pre-show, I said, I read a couple of books that really kind of helped me focus my energy in a different way and just really look at the game in a different way. And that's like, you saw that last weekend because there were times like, okay, Blake, balls go in, and I just stick my hand out, give me the ball. Where 10 years ago, that would happen, and I would mentally break down. That's it. Matches. Okay, here, even better example. I would be driving to a tournament, driving to an event, and I would set these expectations in my head. I'm going to win this. 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 Get to the event, lose my first match, and the weekend's shot. I'm done. I might as well get in the car and go home because, I set all these expectations for myself to where now I'm driving to the event and I'm just listening to music or talking to a buddy. Just my main goal is I want to have fun and I want to play consistent. And that's it. So when I get there, I go through my routine, I do what I do, and I see the people that I enjoy seeing and being around, and then I just play foosball. And I just try to be as consistent as I can. And for me, when I started doing that, controlling what I could control and not worrying about what's happening on the other side of the table, the results started being there, as opposed to going to the tournament going, I'm going to win everything, and then blowing my expectations out of the water, or excuse me, like not achieving my expectations. So when I don't set those expectations, I just go there and have a good time, and it is what it is. So as long as I'm not beating myself, yeah, I'm okay with somebody playing better than me and beating me. I'm okay
So
with that.
I think this is something we've always asked, but it's interesting that there, like you say, you're going there with less expectations. But do you have a game plan though when you get there?
Match to match, player to
So,
player.
like, okay, I've always been told, especially by the better players, hey, listen, you've got to have a game plan. You've got to have an
Mm,
idea, and especially when it comes to certain types of players, maybe somebody you're familiar with, but a game plan in the sense that, there's going to be a plan A. If that doesn't work, there's going to be a plan B, and then there's going to be a plan C, if needed, and of course adjusting. But have you ever thought about a game plan?
I always think of a game plan. I always
Okay.
try to have a game plan. Yeah, no, that's, you know, really great master player. He and I talked, and he told me, he said, 90% of the matches won before you even get to the table.
Mm,
He said, your skill set, you're going to play and do what you do. He said, but if you don't have a plan, you know, again, it's like certain players are playing chess while other players are playing checkers.
right,
So
right,
uh,
right, right.
you always got to have a plan. Always got to have a plan. And it doesn't always have to be complicated. But I know this guy likes to play fast, so I'm really going to drag it out, take my time.
Hmm.
Just different things. Again, especially with inside foods, like I said, these master players, I almost feel like they're at a disadvantage with guys like me because I watch so much foosball and I'm just seeing what they're doing. And then when I finally get to play them, they don't know me.
Yep.
They don't know me. They don't know what I can do. So I feel like I have a slight advantage on them just because I've watched so much of their foosball, so much of their game. So
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I want to kind of underscore what it is that you're talking about there, Randy, because Tom, you asked a good question and a follow up to that about do you have a game plan going in? And I think that's because when he's talking about going to the tournament, that's a whole different thing than when you're actually at the tournament and playing
Mm,
it ball for ball or match for match. And I think this is something that a lot of pros that are stuck in the pro level, maybe the high expert level, get stuck at, is that on your way to a tournament or weeks before a tournament, you start building a reality that does not exist as far as your expectations of, as Randy was saying, what it is that you want to do. And the second the reality that you built in your mind comes up against that which actually happens and you lose, it doesn't matter what happens after that point. It doesn't matter what happens after that next possession. It's gone, it's wiped away. And then you're now left with trying to figure out how to deal with mourning something that you created that wasn't
mm.
even real. And
Yep.
that sounds really esoteric. That sounds like thousands of dollars worth of therapy in action, and it is. But that is a reality. And I think that a lot of people don't understand skill level at a certain point, and it's something I talk about a lot. Doesn't matter. At a certain point, if you look at somebody warming up, for the most part, obviously, like Billy has a little bit more pop in his two than like the next 10 people combined, right? But that's not the point. At a certain level, at the pro level, you can all do the same thing. But as you said, 90% of that is decided before you show up. It doesn't matter what you can do. It matters what you do with the thing in your brain. And that's hard. And I think there's so many different facets of that. And there's so many players that I've watched in the last 2 years that I don't want to say you could accuse of that, but fall into that category of looking like they're dealing with a reality that just got presented to them that they don't know how to take in the moment.
Yeah.
No, and this is a real easy, like for me, I started noticing it more because I was so guilty of it, right? You see guys that are coming through the winners bracket, right? And then lose a winners bracket match, go to the losers bracket, and they're done. Lose their next winners, like next losers bracket match. And this is a guy that you see and you're like, oh, this guy's really good. He's got a shot. And then, something happens, he runs into a bad match or somebody that just plays him tough in the winners bracket. And then they go to the losers bracket and you think, he's got the skill and ability, but like Adam said, that expectation blew up when he lost that winners bracket match. Goes in the losers and it's done. It's done. I'm guilty of that. I'm that guy. So, like I said, now I just go, well, okay, it's now for me. I look at it as well. Now I only got to win 2 games instead of 3. So I'm just going to go have a good time and let it fly and start to work my way back. Whereas before, I'm like, I don't even want to play. I just want to go home. I'm not going to win this. This is stupid. Foosball's gay. I hate foosball. Ugh, why do I waste my time? So I, just like have just this terrible, terrible attitude about a game that like we're playing foosball. We're playing. This is fun. I want to have a good time. So like I said, um, my whole approach, my whole perception of the game, it really changed about 5 years ago. Like I said, when I was just about to quit, and I was like, I put so much time into this game, and it's something that I just love to do. Why would I just walk away from it? I need to figure out why I'm so frustrated with it. And now, like I said,
You became more mindful and you started playing
Mm.
outside of yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think
Absolutely.
that's a really huge component for a lot of people. Again, the set expectations thing. And I missed, I don't know if you said it. How long have you been in Alabama? When did this start shifting for you?
I've been in Alabama almost 8 years, but it was probably about 5 years ago.
5 years is when
5
this
years.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I can almost tell you like the tournament that it really changed for me. Um, so it was probably and Donald Wilson does a great job down in Mississippi. It was Mississippi State 2019. I went to that tournament, took my wife, took my dog. Um, you know, I I just said we're gonna go, and she hung out with the dog. I said I'm playing foosball. I said we're gonna go hang out and have a good time. And I just went there and I said I'm just gonna go play good. That's it. I said I don't care what happens. I'm just gonna go play good. And um, I had a good weekend. I took second expert singles. I won expert doubles. I won expert mixed. I took third in pro doubles. I took fifth in open doubles. I just had a good weekend, and that's what I tell myself when I walk away from a tournament. If I can go into a player profile and see a bunch of single digit numbers next to my name, then I'm happy. It was a consistent weekend. Even if I
Sure.
didn't win, it was good. So, and that was really the tournament where I just said, I was like, okay, this is I can do this consistently. This is what I need to do. And I've maybe had like one tournament since then where I kind of my head really wasn't in it like it should have been. But for the most part, it's just been building up and being consistent to getting to an event like this where I'm right there. I'm almost breaking through with these masters. So
Yeah, you're seeing results, and that's exciting. That's worth fighting for.
yeah.
Incidentally, earlier today, I took advantage of Inside Foos as well, and looked your name up and watched a couple of matches you were involved in from 2022. One of which you're playing Blake Robertson and Shannon Coley in open doubles. And I got to say, I think those guys were worried more than once during that match. Uh,
Uh, you know,
Give
I
us
don't
an
know
idea
about
how that
worried.
went.
I don't
Well,
know
I
about
think you
worried,
were.
Tom.
I think you're starting to chew apart Shannon Coley and his defense. Although as things got closer to the end, it was sort of to kind of even up. But I have to say, I was very impressed with your 5 row is amazing.
Well, thank you. So this is the thing that I think differentiates like expert pro master level players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those masters are making the adjustment. Like it's happening within a ball or two, right?
Yes.
Where for me, it's like maybe it's the next game. I'm starting to see it a little more now. I'm getting a little better at it because now that I'm getting up in like deeper in the brackets, I'm getting more access to guys like Blake and like Blake's my buddy. I can like Brandon Munoz, these guys. I can talk to them now, and they'll give me some information, which is really helpful.
Right.
So prior to that event, it was actually I think it was Worlds the year before. Chris Folsom, shout out to Chris Folsom. Chris is my one of my best friends, longtime partner. Chris and I took a trip down to Tampa just to play Foos, and we spent almost a day with Blake and Scott O'Hare, another great player down there,
Mm-hmm.
and we just played and played and played and played, and then when we played them there, Blake already had a plan, right? And he was kind of a step ahead of us. And Shannon had been playing a bunch with Blake. I think they wanted to kick off that year. And Shannon's a great player in his own right,
Mm-hmm.
but they were always just a step ahead. So we played them Mississippi State like a month or two later. Now they three straighted us for King Seat, and I appreciate you saying that we played well, but I didn't think I played well.
Really?
I mean, I was disappointed in the result, obviously, but then a couple months later, we go play them in the winners at Mississippi, and we go 5 games overtime. And like you want to talk about having them nervous? We had them nervous there because now I'm like, okay, now I have this is the plan. And having played that match and then went back and watched the match, I go, okay, I see this. And me and Chris talk about it, and then we go play them again. And it was a completely different match. And and again, it was just a couple of balls that made the difference, where, like I said, that's that master, that top 3 mind, that top 3 skill that Blake has, that just we were there, but we didn't make it to the finish line in that one. So
still in all, though,
what
man.
are you gonna do?
You're knocking on the door. That's
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're knocking on the door.
Catch up here with Twitch. By the way, Illinois State's concluding so far, getting close to being done this weekend. Tony Spredeman tripled. Looks like he might even quadruple. Who knows? But last tournament for him here as a permanent resident of the United States. Congratulations, Tony, for doing what you consistently do more than I consistently eat Gouda cheese. A couple questions. Let's see here. Mike Green says everyone has a game plan until you get punched in the face. A Mike Tyson quote. I love it. John Deputy again. Randy, you're a class act. All here at the 508. Look forward to play foosball with you every time you come home. That's nice.
Sweet. Thank you.
Mike Green again follows up. This guy is awesome. I'd play goalie for him anytime. Hey man,
well,
I love a Mike Green, Randy Raposo team.
Right?
I love that.
Well, and Mike Green, I bumped into him last weekend, and I apologize I didn't have a chance to say congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction. Mike Green, Jim Dumas, Mr. Horton, of course. That's a great first class. All very well deserved. And I apologize I didn't have a chance to congratulate you last weekend, but congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction. Very well deserved. So
I think I would again, co-signed, and also I'd love to see you guys play together. Klepto Killer Game. Oh, hey, what were the books specifically? What were the books you read that you're talking about?
Right.
Okay, I got them right here. I'm gonna hold them up. Ready? So this is a good one right here. It's called Winning Ugly.
Winning Ugly. Brad Gilbert and Steve Jameson.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a must read. But this one right here, and I'll take a minute to talk about this one. This one right here. It's called The Mindful Athlete.
George Mumford.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you about George Mumford. And if you have the book, if you want to read the book, I got these on Amazon. So, The Mindful Athlete. George Mumford was the team shrink for the Bulls in the 90s. So this is the guy that worked with Jordan and Pippen and all those guys, got them their 6 rings or 3 rings. He worked with them for a period in the 90s, but that book is that's the one you want to read. That one really helped me a lot, and it really helped me like just crunch time stuff and just staying focused, being in the moment. That's a good book. That's a real good book. Mindful Athlete. Yeah.
Yeah, we always talk about that moment when it's ball for ball. You get down to the let's say the final the match ball for both. And why is it that one team wins over the other? Is it because of more focus? Is it because of more mindfulness? What is the reason? What makes the difference in the end?
And sometimes that's all it is. Well, experience. I've been in
Hmm.
this situation. So again, this is something that I've talked a lot to some of the 508 guys about. Because they asked me, what's the difference? What's the Well, so I'll go home and play with those guys. Great group, love those guys. Shout out 508 Foosball. Check out their Facebook page.
Shout out 508. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll go home and play with those guys, and I'm playing pickup games, and some of them are like their hands are shaking playing a pickup game, and I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, man, I'm nervous. I want to beat you, and I'm like, we're playing for $1. I understand, but at the same time, and they go, when you're in a tournament, you don't get nervous, and I go, well, it's not that I don't get nervous. It's just, you know, I get nervous, but I just control it different, right? And then I think about guys like Tony and Blake, and when you get to finals, and this is how I envision it in my head. When you get to that level and you're playing those kind of matches all the time, at that point, it's not a final. You're just playing foosball, right? Like
Hmm.
it's foosball. So uh, do I think, and I know Tommy talked about it in his greatest series with you, Adam, and he talked about how he still gets nervous. And it's, yeah, of course, we all still have nerves, but how do you control them? How do you handle them? So, uh, and I think that's the biggest thing, like being able to manage your physical stress and your nerves really makes a huge difference. So, um, and for me, the biggest thing is just like I'm just going to be okay with the outcome, right? I'm going to leave it on the table and play my best. And if this guy is better than me, good luck, buddy. I shake his hand and I say, congratulations, good luck. And that's it. And when I started approaching the game that way, I really wasn't I, like I wouldn't say nervous, but I just wasn't worried about it. I'm just gonna play
Mm.
foosball.
Do you find that that's brings more joy when you play the game?
Way more, way more. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my love for foosball um, has grown exponentially, and I didn't think it could. Um, you know, uh, Mike Philbrook. I'll quote Mike Philbrook here again. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I've got my foosball boner back.
That's not
That's a
disrespectful.
that's a
That's honest.
that's a Mike
Yeah,
Philbrook quote.
yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and again, like I've been hitting it pretty good for the past couple of years. Maybe not as much as some, but more than most. And I'm thankful. My wife's super supportive. She knows how much I love foosball, and she allows me to go play, and I'm thankful. But listen, I wish I could hit them all. I wish I was in Illinois this weekend.
Right.
And I wish I was going to Texas, and I wish I was hitting them all. But reality is what it is, and responsibilities and being an adult. And when I was a child, I just wanted to hurry up and be an adult, and now all I want to do is move back in with my parents and play football. So
Yeah, you remember when you were
That
a
would be
kid?
awesome.
When you were a kid, and you're like, I'm gonna get older, and I'm gonna eat all the cotton candy I can find, and then you get older and you just nap.
Like,
yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh,
that's
I
me.
just I just nap, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
snap.
Florida Man Rules asks you, Randy, how many years did you play tournaments until you had the change of perspective?
It was probably about so this year is my 20th year playing tournament football. Worlds '03 was my first major, my first like traveling tournament. It was a solid 15 years.
Wow.
Wow.
A solid 15 years of just going out and hitting events and playing, and having for me mediocre results. Like I won some stuff, but it was never at the level where I was like, there was no consistency. There
You
was no
wanted to be better.
consistency. Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
fun. I don't know if you listened to Sullivan Rue and I did it on the road at tour kickoff, and it just went live this Thursday. And we
Yeah, I
get into
haven't
the
had a chance to listen
conversation
to it.
about
Great stuff.
lifers, about players that just don't get better. Presumably, I think that the end result was a lot of the players just show up, just get out of the house, do something. They don't really that care. But there are still some players that want to get better, I think, and then just don't. And that's got to be
Yeah,
just infuriating. And that's kind of where the boat
yeah,
you're in.
yeah. And the thing, and I know guys personally that will call me and ask me for, and again, like I tell you guys, I love to talk about foosball, and they'll ask me for advice, and I'll tell them, and then they'll argue with me, or and I'll tell them, "Are you practicing?" Well, no, I'm not practicing.
Right. Yeah. Well, then,
Then how are you
yeah.
getting
Quit
better?
wasting my time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. No,
yeah.
that whole, people that don't like to practice, I'm like, okay, well, then you don't like to win, and that's fine. So listen, let
No.
me throw a little quote at you here. I think most people would rather stare at the sun than stare into a mirror.
Okay.
Is that applicable here with people that don't want to get better? They're just not actually accepting what it is they're doing, what their level of play, and trying to
I
adjust
agree with
from
that.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll, and again, like that was me for a long time. I would just make excuses. Well, the table sucked, the ball sucked. I didn't care. This guy sucks. That was a big one. I'm like, this guy sucks. And then he beat me. And then I'd get pissed off and go, it doesn't matter. I didn't care anyway. I'm gonna go
Right.
on. This whole weekend
Yeah.
sucks. Tournament sucks. But then if this guy sucks and he beats me, how bad do I
Yeah. How
suck?
bad am I?
Like really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's always that contingent of foosers, and they are large, and there are many, and I know we all know at least 1 or 20 or 30 of them, and maybe one of us might
90,
be,
100.
maybe we might be one of them. But yeah, to sit there and be,
Who knows?
yeah, who knows? But to say to yourself, it's anything and everything else's fault but my own that I lost. And my favorite, my pet peeve of all the stuff I dislike in foosball, and I love most all of it, but people that blame slop over the course of
It
a
happens.
three.
It happens.
It's foosball.
But I mean, you didn't lose 15-0 to slop, and I'm just like,
Right.
there's so much more nuance happening there that let that one ball go in, and you didn't do a bunch of other things up to that point. But it's the slop, and I can't block slop. I am so pissed.
So
Take some responsibility.
Don't trigger Adam.
One of my very best friends, one of my very best buddies, foosball buddies. I've had this conversation with him. So many people try to put foosball in a box. It should be played like this. You should be pass like this and shoot like this, and it should be played like this. And I go, dude, foosball is different for everybody. Like you said, Adam, there are guys that come just to get out of the house. Some people come because they want to party with their friends. Some people come because they want to watch you and your luscious locks talk about foosball. And then there are some people that want to come and compete and play foosball, right? And it's different for everybody. And then you got guys, some of them shoot a rollover, some of them shoot a pull shot, some people shoot a pull kick, some people shoot banks out of the bat. Some people are swinging at everything. You know what my job is? To beat them. I got to stop what they're doing, focus on my ball. This is my possession. I got to pass and score. That's all. That's it. So when you lose to somebody like that and you go, they suck. Dude, whose fault is that, bro? Whose fault? So, I think when people stop putting the game in a box and just go, you know what? I'm gonna play my game. I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna try to beat everybody on the other side of the table. And if this guy, okay, I'll give you an example. And this is a good one, and I love this one. And I'm gonna tell you, this guy is one of my favorite guys to watch play because his brain works different than everybody. Justin Shaw.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I played Justin Shaw in singles. Justin, it was a 2 out of 3. It went overtime. I beat him 6-4. Last ball, slop. Ragged it in. And I swiped my points and I shook his hand and I said, hell yeah. That joker Okay, in 3 games, scored 1 ball off his 3-rod. Everything else was 5-bar shots. 5-bar, 5-bar, 5-bar.
Wow.
He's been working on this 5-bar series. And I'm sitting there going, how do I stop this? And then after the match, he goes, yeah, you should have just sat there. He said, you moved way too much. He said, you should have just sat there. And I was like, all right. And then I talked to somebody that he had beat before, and they were like, ugh, I hate that guy's game. He 5-barred me to death. All I did was slot me in and he beat me. And I'm like, what did you do? What do you mean? What do you mean? What did I do? I'm like, you got the drop. Every time he scored, the ball was put in your hand. What did you do with it? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, dude, come on, man. Like you had the ball just like he did. So, and I tell him, like, Justin, the stuff he does, man, it's outrageous. And I love it. I love the way he plays the game. And he frustrates a lot of people with the stuff he does, but keep going, dude, because he wins, man. He beats a lot of good players with that game.
So he's a Pacific Northwest guy, right? I love the guy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I've known him.
yeah.
No, that's my self-adopted family up there, and he does. He just does stuff in the moment that I know. I don't even think he like thinks about it until he does it. You know what I mean? And then afterwards, I'll go up to him and I ask him, like, I saw him do this at the Portland mashup, 2000 last year in Portland, and then at Money Ball earlier this year, where he sets it up off big box on the 2, and he just slowly brings it he just eases it over. I'm like, so we started Clay and I started calling it the Shaw Creep, because like, what the hell? What is that?
The Shaw
It's so
Creep?
weird.
Yeah,
The Shaw Creep.
yeah,
And then Clay
yeah.
went and asked him afterwards, and I forgot the exact phrase, but what he said was, he looked up at the sky and he's like, well, it changes the defense.
Yep.
I didn't think of that. I wouldn't have thought. I was like, I think of a stationary offensive shot. That's what I think of when I play. But to your point, Randy, and I really love this, is that you were absolutely correct. You do need to have that kind of self-reflection. Look you have the possession, it's yours. And it really kind of dovetails with that whole take your time thing. I don't mean take 15 seconds or 14 seconds. I mean, it's your moment, it's your possession. Do something with it. And for the people out there that are having troubles with maybe accepting that they suck and they blame everybody else for their sucking, I don't know where you can go for help for that, except to maybe start asking friends and family outside of foosball if you often blame, say, a bench that was too low for why you keep falling over when you try to sit on it, or other things. If so much of your problems are external to the point that you are the subject of a Dr. Seuss book, maybe it is you, and you're just not accepting it and moving on and growing. I would not hang out with you there. I would not hang out with you here. I would not hang out with you anywhere if you don't start self-reflecting inside here.
Call me. I'll help you. I'll get you to 5th.
Yeah.
I'll get you to 5th, at least 5th. So
see,
There you
and
go.
I know.
Yeah.
So what's your next one, Randy?
don't know. Up in
Really?
the air. Like I said, I wanted to go to Texas. So I was talking to Sparky about playing pro doubles in Texas. And that guy, I love Sparky, man. I know Sparky. Yeah, I know him for years. And dude, he's so good. And he's just got such a good attitude. And you know, he's just, I want to play with him because he's a baller too, man. Like he's all about it. But unfortunately, just to be able to make and Texas is such a good one too. Like I'd love to go, but as of right now, I don't know. I'm hoping Mississippi. Hopefully Donald will do one. I'll hit Mississippi or Louisiana because for me it's kind of whatever I can drive to. Like I could get to Dallas in 9 hours in my car. I'm sorry, in my car.
Your car.
And, yeah.
I was like, what is that? Is that a new Tesla model? The car?
And my car. Yeah. So I could get to Dallas in 9 hours, and my wife is a teacher, so she'll be done that weekend. We were gonna take the dog and ride over, but like I said, the real estate market kind of hit a wall here. So it's it's just not a good time to spend money on foosball for me. So, but I touch my table every day. I play my locals. I don't play a whole lot of locals, but my local players, I love my local players. I don't think they like it when I come out. So
they don't like it.
I don't think they like it. Yeah, I don't think they like it.
What about Tornado Worlds? No.
So I've made a personal decision to not support Mary anymore.
Okay. Got it.
So, and again, Worlds for me was every year kickoff Worlds. You know, it's Worlds. Who doesn't want to go to Worlds? But after last year Worlds, I said I'm not doing that anymore. So I was a little frustrated with the way things panned out at Worlds, and again, I'm more than willing to assume responsibility for my stuff, but the way things broke down for me at Worlds, I was pretty bummed out, and I just said I'm not going to do that anymore. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
Well, you're still a player. Still in
I
it.
try to be a yeah. I still try to be a player. You know, foosball, man. I there are not a lot of things in this world that I love. I mean, I love my wife. I love my dog. You know, my mama, and I love foosball, man. I mean, some of my best friends were made through foosball, and
Yeah.
you know, and I just when I go to a tournament and I see people that I haven't seen in months, and I see them, and it's just like, man, you know, how are you? I missed you, and we just catch up and talk, and then we just play some foos and have a good time. You know, like Billy, I hadn't seen Billy for years. I moved, and you know, Billy did what he did with poker. I got married, and we kind of lost touch for a while, and then I saw him at Worlds last year, and that was the first time I saw Billy in like 6 or 7 years, and it was just like
Mm-hmm.
we had never lost touch. And I love Billy. I love Billy. So, and then you know, getting to hang out with him last weekend was great. And you know, anytime I get a chance to hang out with my boy is a good time. So, um, you know, again, my people, if you don't play foosball and you don't understand like the family, the the you know the camaraderie, the relationship, it's you
Yep.
know it's like nothing you've ever experienced. So I have an idea for a TV show, and
You
I'm not going to
do.
tell you. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is here because I don't want anybody to steal it. But I'll tell you off there. But I had this idea for a TV show, and I just think, I mean, it's an idea. I pitched it to my wife, and she's like, "I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would work." But
Like maybe a reality-based TV show?
oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure,
Okay.
for sure. But you know, like I shout out to Hannah. I thought Hannah was going to be. I miss Hannah. Hannah and
Yep.
Bracklin.
Mm-hmm.
I've known Hannah since she was a little girl. I played one of the most fun events I've played. Like the best time I had, Louisiana State, like 18. Again, at the time, people still really didn't know who I was in the South, and I went down there, had a partner lined up. There was a miscommunication, so I needed an open doubles partner, and I hit Hannah up. She was there. I was like, "You want to play open doubles?" She was like, "Absolutely." And we played, lost our first match, and then after that, I was like, "You want to just play roto and have some fun?" And she was like, "Absolutely." And I think
Cool.
we ended up. I know we finished. I think we finished top 10 playing
Really?
roto. Oh man, it was so much fun.
Yeah,
Dude, she's so good. She's
yeah.
so good.
She's just a
She's
fierce
so good.
competitor, and she's fierce at
Oh yeah,
anything she does. It's
yeah,
not just foosball, but softball and other things, duck hunting, you name it. She's good
yeah,
at it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and of course, she's an amazing asset for Foos Week and Foos Talk Live. She's really become very quickly an integral part to what we do here, and we miss her when she's not here, of course.
Yeah, yeah. You guys do a great job. I love the podcast. I enjoy it thoroughly. Again, just
Well, thanks.
being able to be a part of it. I'm honored. I'm thankful. I appreciate it. I
Oh,
really do.
not at
So,
all.
uh,
Well, we're like I mentioned earlier. I mean, this is not just a cliche. It's we are telling the story of foosball one player at a time, and what better way to do that with people like yourself? I mean, this is a great honor to have you on.
thank
Um,
you.
so, me personally, I'm just wondering, when all comes down to it now, 5 years down the line, where would you like to be in foosball?
Um, you know, ultimately, I would love to achieve master status. I don't,
Okay,
you know, so I think in order for that to happen, I don't think that'll ever happen for me just because of what you have to dedicate to the
mm,
game. And I think people really don't understand the level of dedication it takes to be a master.
sure,
Um, so, you know, that's something I would love to, but I think if I'm still playing foosball at a competitive level in 5 years, I'll be happy.
yeah,
Um,
okay,
you know, I'm 42. I'm getting older. I'm breaking down several surgeries, back surgery, and some of these, like this weekend especially, was a grind for me. I came home and it took me like 5 days to recover.
Wow.
So they just, and I played a lot of matches, which I'm
Sure.
not complaining about. I'm not complaining, but it was just every time I come home, it feel like it takes a little longer to recover. So if I'm still playing competitive foosball in 5 years, um, I'll be I'll be pleased with myself. I'll be happy. So, you and I have a mutual friend, Scotty Scott.
Scotty Scott. Yes.
Yeah, and
Scotty's great.
Scotty's old, he's old as dirt, right? Scotty is just
He's still
old
playing
as
though.
dirt. And I told Scotty, I said, dude, if I'm still playing foosball when I'm your age, I said, I'll be happy, man. And that's one thing I love about Scotty is, Scotty's like, I think he's like 104 and he's still out there just hitting it, man. Shout out to Scotty. So
Shout out.
yeah,
He and I, we shared a hotel room in at Michigan State and played together as
mm,
well. And what a great weekend. We just had a blast. And
yeah, yeah,
I'd play with him anytime. He's just a really solid player.
yeah. Scotty's a good dude. Scotty, Scotty's my buddy. I love Scotty. So he's a good player, and he's progressing. He's getting better.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and he's always trying to pick my brain, and I appreciate that. Like I said, I love talking about football. So
Sure.
yeah,
Well, I have another question for you when it comes to the actual tournament weekend. Now, it's a grind. So
yeah.
you get there, let's say on a Thursday, and you don't leave until, say, Monday morning or Monday afternoon. What do you do personally to maintain your stamina throughout the entire weekend?
Drink a lot of water.
A lot of water.
A lot of water. I don't play a lot of pickup games.
Oh,
I,
okay.
and that was something when I was first starting out. Like I remember my first Worlds, I played like 16 events.
Wow.
I played every draw. I played everything, and then I was on the table the whole time. But I was 22, so it was
Yeah.
different. Yeah. Now this weekend, and I did something this weekend I don't normally do. I played the draw,
Mm-hmm.
and so I played 5 events, which is for me a lot. But I really don't play pickup games. I try to sit when I can. You gotta try to eat somewhat healthy, which I know at a football tournament is tough. I parlayed on some Chick-fil-A while I was there, and the food trucks are really good. But just minimize, watch what you, yeah, look at Adam. Adam's eyes lit up.
I heard food trucks and
And
I was
then,
like, I
yeah,
was
huh?
I missed some things. There was a couple food trucks there that I wanted to try and I didn't get a chance to. Anyways, go ahead.
I know I ate the barbecue one. The barbecue one was good, and then there was another one I ate. I ate a breakfast, like they had one there for breakfast that was pretty good.
Was that the Mediterranean thing?
No. I had an omelet. Maybe it was. I don't know, because everybody was trying to get me to eat the Mediterranean one. They had like a lamb giro, but I just wasn't feeling that.
Why would they
So
try? Who's trying to get you to eat?
Langito.
Who's trying to eat?
Welton. He's like,
Oh.
you gotta try it, bro. They got the sauce.
The euro is overrated. It was too dry.
Yeah.
They had a rice. See, this is my big regret. I when I went and ate that, I was really hungry. I just ate it and I wasn't happy with it. So I knew I was gonna go back and get the rice bowl with extra sauce, and the gyro meat itself was perfect. It was like the best, one of the best I've had. But it was just too dry with the rest of the stuff. So, anyways, I would have gone back, had the rice bowl with that extra sauce and the rest and all the fixings, and I would have been happy. But they were gone by the time I went up there.
So I went out there and the truck was right there, and I walked like right by the truck and went straight to Chick-fil-A. And
Where's Chick-fil-A? I don't.
it was on the other side. Like if you walk out that back door where the trucks were, Chick-fil-A was over there, like on the other side of a building. And then I was gonna get like a sandwich and fries, and Chris came with me, Chris Folsom, and he's like, I'm gonna get some sandwiches for tomorrow. And I was like, tomorrow's Sunday. You can't eat Chick-fil-A on Sunday. And he's like, you can if you buy it today. And I was like, okay. So yeah, it was good. But for me, that's getting through a weekend. And so this is another thing. Like this tournament was the first one in a long time that I got in on Thursday and left on Monday. Usually I limit my events. I play 2 or 3. I'll get there Friday night or Saturday morning, and then Sunday night when I'm done, I leave.
Oh man, You gotta get on Thursdays, man. Ain't nothing
Yeah,
like it. I know life and all that.
yeah. So if I can spend the extra night at home in bed with my wife, I believe me, it's much better than being in a room with Shane Satterfield and Chris Folsom. So
You've got weird priorities, bro. But
I love Shane.
that's a
What, being in bed with my
Baston.
wife is a weird priority? No, it ain't a Boston thing, guy. It's just a normal thing. So,
Oh,
but the stamina thing for me is, the water. You'll see in the Inside Foods. I bend over to get some water, and I drink a lot of carbonated water. I like it. It settles my stomach. So actually, I'm drinking a carbonated water right now. So little Waterloo.
Nice.
Shout out to Waterloo. So I'm sponsored by Waterloo, by the way. I'm not sponsored by Waterloo. So and then and then like I said, I just try to eat somewhat healthy. Don't eat heavy. Don't eat too late, and space it out. No pickup games. Stay off your feet when you can. And the big thing is like warming up before a match. Like I found myself in the past like getting called up for a match and then not being ready and just getting smoked because I wasn't warmed up. So, taking the time, match is called, get to the table, warm up. And if somebody wants to pressure you to play, dude, I'm warming up, man. I'm not going to play till I'm ready. And that's one thing I've learned.
Yeah.
Actually, I learned that from Kevin Walker. Kevin Walker was really good about that. He wouldn't play till he was ready. And yeah, that's a big thing. So
Kevin Walker. Every time I hear Kevin Walker, I always hear Larry Walker. That he played hockey, the baseball player for the Colorado Rockies.
Larry Walker.
Larry. Anyways, Mike Green asks, how did you and Welton team up?
So Philbrook, I was supposed to play with Mike Philbrook in open doubles.
Oh, really? This weekend?
That
weekend. Oh, wow.
Masters.
And then Mike got jammed up at work and he couldn't make it. And then Welton, his partner, same thing, got jammed up. And Bruce and I talk all the time. So Bruce texted me and was like, "Hey man, I'm looking for somebody. My partner bailed." And then the next morning I woke up and I had like a page long text from Mike. So I called Bruce and I said, "Hey man, Philbrook just had to bail on me." I was like, "You want to play?" And he was like, "Are you serious?" I said, "Well, I'm asking you. I mean, I love Bruce. I know Bruce 20 years." I was like, "Dude, let's just play and have fun." And then I told Bruce, I said, "Buddy, no expectation." I said, "I just want to have a good time." And Bruce played great. The matches we lost were 100% my fault. So, the match against Tony and Rob, Tony shot a pull kick. Tony's just next level anyway. But the third game, Welton. So after the second game, they smoked us. Welton comes over and he goes, "All right, new game plan." He said, "I got to get Tony off that pull kick." And you'll see me start laughing because I'm like, "That's a really good game plan. Like, let's stop that." And then we come out and get a slop. Bruce scores 2 out of the back. Now we're up. And then I pass and score, and we end up winning that game. And then the fourth game, we're up. We're up 4-2, 4-3, something like that. And now Tony's no longer shooting a pull kick, and him and Rob are switching. And I got the ball, and I didn't pass and score, which if I pass and score, now we're going to game 5, baby. Anything can happen in game 5. So, and that was one of my big things. And I told Welton, I said, when they switched, Rob went front. I said, I really should have worked that 5 and called a timeout to just really see what he was doing, try to stretch it out and make him uncomfortable, come back in with, from that timeout and stretch that clock and then really work the ball and go where I wanted to go. Because I knew where I wanted to go, but I just didn't make Rob uncomfortable enough. And then of course, that's a world championship team multiple times over, and they came back and beat us. But Bruce played great, blocked, cleared, scored, did everything we needed to do, everything I needed him to do for us to win. And I didn't do what I needed to do. So that was on me. And same thing in the losers. We played Eric and Jacob, who we had put in the losers in 4 games, and they 3 straighted us. Jacob came out, and that kid's playing just great foosball.
I was going to ask you about that because he's 17 years old and he's knocking at the door already in these events. What is it? What is in his, shall we say, his secret sauce? What do you think is driving that?
So this is just what I think and what I see. So he's a teenage boy. He doesn't have a wife and a mortgage, which is great for him. He's got a dad that's super supportive, right?
Yep.
Also great for him. I like Jake. He's a super nice kid. He's nice to
Nice guy.
me.
Yep.
Nice kid. I'm sure he's putting plenty of table time in. He's surrounded by great players that are supporting him and teaching him. He's putting the practice in and he's hitting the tournaments. So he's just getting a ton of experience, playing a ton of good foosball, being taught by great players. Like it's literally like the perfect, like if you had a son or daughter and said, I want them to be good at foosball, what do I do? That's what you do. You put them in just like a hotbed of foosball environment. You curate them, you let them practice, they practice right, they have a great foundation, and then you just take them out to everything and let them play. They're
Yes.
going to be good. Especially the fact that he's like, he wants to play. He's hungry for it. So the kid's only going to get, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's only going to get better. He's only, it's inevitable that he, now that Tony's leaving, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if before the end of the year, Jacob wins an open singles or doubles.
No kidding. No
Since
kidding.
Tony's going away, especially now Jacob's he's getting master partners like Eric. Eric to me is a top 3 goalie.
Right.
And a guy like that, you get a guy like that playing goalie for you with a kid like Jacob who's just all gas, just an offensive machine.
Mhm.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, they played well. I got to say, I watched their match, especially in the semifinals. My God, they were just amazing, and
Yeah.
it's really exciting because, of course, being at the age of 17, like you say, he's got endless energy. But the perspective, it just seems like with people who have been at this for 10, 20, 20, 30 years, um, are just sort of at that level, but not quite sometimes. And you think, wow, what is it that's making this kid jump ahead of all these other people? That's just amazing.
There is nobody that's at that level. The only people that are playing like that are Munoz and Spredeman.
And
They're
Tony,
playing a lot.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it is a perfect storm. And of course, Sullivan, of course, and Isabella, as she continues to get better and learn more.
Right.
But we're talking about what you're talking about, Randy, is that like that perfect storm of just like you put somebody in an incubator, a foosball like that at that age has not a lot of things going on, and
Mhm.
I hope nobody listening to this thinks we're knocking Jacob or his ability or
Oh
anything like
no,
that.
no.
Yeah,
no,
I
not
mean,
at all.
yeah, no,
Mm-mm.
this is just more of a shout out too, because I know you can have that maximized potential opportunity to be in that situation and not do anything with it. So
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
and you could choose not to, which is also good. That's what Sam
And
Dijon,
things happen too. I
right?
mean, things change in
Yeah,
life. I
yeah.
mean,
Like I say,
that's
I think
another
that's
thing.
something that Sammy Dijon, I think, showed in great fashion. I think when he
Hmm.
said he was going to step away, he was in that same kind of incubation area. But he's like, he's got his own life, his own thing he's got to do. It's not
He always,
football,
I mean, and he took a very mature step at the age of 14.
right? And I haven't taken a mature step yet at the age of 41. So, I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah. And he will be back. I don't think there's any doubt that he'll be back on the table. He did have an injury earlier this year with playing baseball, which he loves to
Mm.
do.
Yeah, that's like,
So,
and
but
and,
he'll be back.
and as a follow up to that, Florida man says one girlfriend could derail that success training. That's not a knock on girlfriends. I don't think that's just a knock on like life happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mortgages,
Yeah,
all
of
that
course.
kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And especially at that age,
Sure.
like my buddy Phil Sales, I think you know him,
Oh,
Tom. Phil
sure.
Sales, he's a
Great
local
player.
guy from up there. And Phil
Yep.
and I talk about foosball all the time, and he's always asking me, and like he asked me about Sam specifically, Samsonite. That's what I call him. I love Sammy.
Samsonite.
But he's like, what do you think? And it's basically what Adam said. I'm like, dude, life life happens. I said, who knows, man? Maybe the kid got a girlfriend, or he just wants to play baseball, or And again, like Nino's just like tables and foosball, and like I wish my dad was like that,
Right?
And
Man.
oh my goodness, like dude, we could all only wish to be that lucky, but
Yeah.
do I think he'll be back? I hope so. I mean, the kid's awesome. He was winning pro doubles at like 15, and that's not easy, man. So,
Yeah. He turned pro at 13. He was 13 years old.
yeah,
That's only Billy
yeah.
Pappas has done that before. So,
Well, Yeah. We need young blood like that,
Mm-hmm.
to really kind of try and elevate the sport. And I mean, and again, like Sullivan, I remember, I think it was like Worlds '04, Terry and Keisha there, and then Sullivan's grandmother holding her. She was,
Mm-hmm.
just a little baby, and she was holding her, and I'm like, wow, okay, like, all right. I wish I would have started that young. And here
Right.
she is, man. The first time I played her in singles was in Louisiana a few years ago, and she wrecked me, dude. She
No
ran
kidding.
through me like I
Yeah.
wasn't even there. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it was bad. It was bad. She's so good.
She
She's
Yeah.
is.
so good.
She's
Just a
just
natural
Yeah,
talent.
um.
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go
No,
ahead.
I'm fine.
I was
Go
just going to
go
follow
for it.
up. Florida man saying something that I want to get to, but go ahead and finish what you're.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, the level of female players now is insane. They're so good.
Mm-hmm.
These
Mm-hmm.
female, I mean, and I know back in, like, Moya was great, and obviously Cindy, and there's been a
The
bunch of
depth,
great
though.
women players, but
Mm-hmm.
now I
Yeah.
mean, you have women that have pro points and the traditional points,
Yeah.
and not
I
just
mean,
like not doubles, like doubles and singles.
Yep.
and Hannah. I mean, Hannah, for instance, and this is something that Jim and I were talking about it in Vegas, the Hall of Fame. Hannah, I think she single digited. She got in open doubles. Isn't that what she said?
I think she took ninth with
Ninth.
Rosalo
Yeah.
Shama. Yeah,
That's
Yep.
silly.
top
That's
10,
freaking
top 10
silly.
in
Sure.
that field.
Yeah.
That's that
Yeah.
field though, and that's the. I think that Vegas was more stacked than Worlds. Worlds might have had larger brackets, but it was much more
No,
stacked in Vegas. It
the
was
Yeah.
international field in
the
Vegas, and I
international.
tell people,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
win in Vegas, then you're doing
yeah,
something, man.
yeah.
Vegas is it, and like in the mid 2000s when they were doing like the international cup and stuff, it was crazy
No,
back then, and now it's starting to look like that again.
right.
So
Well, and that's what I told Mark because Mark and I. That's when we won pro doubles, and that was no joke at that time in 2005
yeah,
because it was
yeah,
it was the. I didn't win Hall of Fame. I won an International Cup because that's what it was called then. But it
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
stupid. It
yeah.
was like 180 something teams, and we beat Rob Atha in the finals. And I'm like, this is like, it was just it was huge, and I don't think back then a lot of people understand. I mean, we
Yeah.
we talk about the early 2000s the way that we talk about the early 90s, the way we talk about the mid 80s, the way we talk about the mid 70s. It's all relative, but still, it's nice to see it coming back. Florida man says, just to go back to what we were talking about, the younger talent, it's great for the sport to have so much young talent, world class talented. It is. It's even greater if the sport knows how to capitalize on that level of talent at that age without cannibalizing their lives, which it doesn't know how to do. It's not doing now. I'm not saying that it is, but if we were to put these
Mm,
these
you
these
can.
these players young and center or front and center, it would be good for the sport and its visibility for those that are out there. But at the same time, how you do that in a way that doesn't turn into being show parents is a whole nother thing.
Well,
But
that's
I
just it.
mean,
Yeah.
aren't they doing it anyway by winning?
They are, but what I'm saying, the media wing
Still.
of foosball and the things that could be done to put it across the board of every social media platform, which is what you would kind of nominally do. I'm not saying that's the thing to do. There's a marketing situation going on that doesn't exist, which is fine. I don't think that it should. I want that's a whole nother episode.
Well,
That's a
we've
whole nother
seen this
topic.
in other forms of performance art and also entertainment and sports, that young stars who are brought in and worshipped in so many ways because of their amazing ability. We forget that they're human beings.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
we put so much pressure on them to be in that moment and be that good all the time.
Well,
yeah,
It's tough when you're 14, 15 years old and you've got everybody saying, "Hey, man, you're the best in the world. You're awesome." It's got to affect them. It's
yeah.
a
And
tough
and
thing.
and and I think if I could add on to that, right? So when I first my first worlds, coming out and seeing all the masters, I was a little awestruck. And I'll talk to anybody. I have no problem just going up to somebody and sparking a conversation. And the person I was with was like, "You can't go talk to them. Those are masters." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
What?
And maybe years ago it was like that, where the masters seemed unapproachable, or maybe it was different. Um, but I'm going to tell you, the masters now, they're so down to
Billy,
earth. They're so
Yeah.
cool.
Billy changed a lot of that, I think. He really
Yeah,
did.
and I think if people would just remember, and this is like a big thing for me, if you just they're a person, right? Just treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
And I think people sometimes get a bad taste in their mouth. Like you catch a master after a loss, they might not want to be like they might not be eager to talk to you about
Yep.
foosball after they take a L. But you know, if you catch them like just relaxing, sitting down, and just go, hey, let me ask you a question. I saw you did this. Like, can I just ask why? And I mean, I haven't met one yet that won't be like, oh yeah, dude, here, let me show you. Come on, because it's foosball. They all want to talk about. They love foosball. They
Yep.
love foosball. So you know, but again, I think it's you know our approach one the way, like I said, if you just treat them the way you want to be treated, they're still people at the end of the
Mhm.
day. That's the biggest thing. So and with the kids especially, you still have to remember this is a child. This is not an adult. So
Mhm.
even more, you have to be even more careful when you approach them because, you know, I've seen it where you know somebody goes up to somebody and like, hey, I think you're great, and the kid gets a little uncomfortable, like, oh, thank you, you know, and it's like,
It's hard.
you know,
Difficult.
it's I know you're trying to be nice, but at the same time, like, don't I don't know, don't be creepy. I guess I don't know.
Right.
I don't
Well,
know, man.
But
there's such a thing as admiring somebody's talent and their playing, and of course, you know, complimenting them, but at the same time, getting like all hero worshipy on a kid.
Yeah,
You know, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
do 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 unto others as you would have them do unto you. I
Yeah,
think I've
absolutely.
heard that
I dig
somewhere.
that.
But you know, and that kind of quote, I think is that hot or not, Tom?
I would say that's hot, very hot. And by the way, Randy, for the first time, since you are the player spotlight this week, I thought it'd be fun to take out the feature we haven't used in quite some time called Hot or Not. So I'll just give you a
Sweet.
quick explanation as to how this works. You may have seen it done in other places, but what I'm going to do is we'll play the intro, and then I'm going to name a topic, and the
Okay.
topic or an item, and you and Adam take turns, but we would like you to know, we would like to know whether you think that item or topic is hot or not. Is it, in other words, is it something that you really think, hey man, it's on the upswing, or it's not so good?
And feel free to
Okay.
explain in vivid,
Yes, go into
emphatic
detail.
detail.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
defend your position here.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what it's all
Get some
about.
seltzer.
So,
Wait, before it start, before some Klepto Killer saying, thanks, Randy, for playing all out with our friend Donald and the DYP who fell out of a 50+ foot tree, who is now crippled and just learned to walk again. The fifth place meant a lot to his spirit. That happened this last
Hey,
weekend, right?
yeah, Donald
Donald.
was a super nice guy. Donald carried me through the draw.
Yeah.
He played great.
It was awesome.
I enjoyed it very much.
It was awesome to see him there that weekend after that.
Yeah.
That was so that's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, that's great.
so Donald was injured. Is that what you're trying to say?
Fell out of a tree.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Donald was barely walking. But let me tell you, Donald played some foosball. He had a good time. We laughed and we had a really, really good time. And that's what it's all about.
100%.
We had a conversation a while ago. We've got to get Donald on the show again soon, as well as just a bit of a preview here. We're also
A
going to
different
be
Donald.
talking about
It's a different Donald.
different Donald.
Yeah.
Okay. We also need to talk about the fact that we're going to be bringing on a list of the top 15 women players of all time. We're into that. We did the top 25 players, of course, the top 50 players, and now we're going to do the top 15 women players. But that's soon to come here on FoosTalk Live, as well as bringing back the guys from the Foosball Clubs USA. We've got
Yes.
Mark Jolette and Mike Stahl, who's now their spokesman. We're going to be doing a lot of detail about that very, very soon. So stay tuned to FoosTalk Live.
Hot. That's hot.
They're very hot. Yes.
Nice.
Very hot
Hot.
topics.
Yeah.
So you guys ready for this?
Heck yeah.
All right, here it comes.
Okay.
We soul on fire, feeling hot, hot, hot. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
All right, hot or not.
love it.
And
I love the intro.
so, Randy, welcome to your first edition of Hot or Not. So you get to go. You get to go first. The first topic we're going to discuss Hot or not, pro-am events in foosball tournaments that are considered majors. Pro-am events at major tournaments. Hot or not?
Okay.
Whoa.
Uh, See, I feel like I have questions first, but so since Adam and I did so well in limited, and I guess it's almost the same, I'm gonna say
Mm.
hot. I'm gonna
Oh,
say hot. But the
okay.
way they structure it, they gotta structure it right. Okay, they gotta structure it. Master beginner, pro am, because it's a pro am. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
no, pro rookie, expert amateur. See, it just doesn't make sense. There's too many stinking divisions and points. There should be pros and amateurs and then do a pro am. So I think it's hot. I think they need to bring back the 3,500 limit. And I told Adam that, and it's
Yes,
unfortunate because it's too many points. There's too many points.
I
too
like.
many points.
I do like. I mean, I don't know what the point spread is now. I don't even know if a points limited thing works in the
How many
current
points do you have, Adam? How many points do you have?
in
You have like
double.
4,000 points or
No, it's
something?
it's
Yeah.
it's 30 in doubles. It's like 3,400 or something. In singles,
Yeah.
it's
So
higher.
you and me together would have like almost 7,000 points. We'd have like 7,000.
Right, but
So
the cap would be 10,000, right? I mean,
then we'd be great.
or
We'd go win that, or we take second again. So do I think it's hot? I do. I really think an event like that gives it gives a lower ranked player a chance to play with a higher ranked player, but it's got to be structured right, and the points are stupid. Hot.
Okay. Okay.
I
Adam, hot or
I'm
not?
curious. I'm not going to answer this until I know what the impetus was. Why are you asking this, Tom? You have some alter. Where did you hear this? Why did you bring this up?
Oh no, just because I was watching some foosball matches and I thought, it's a major tour event. Is there time, or should we actually allow a pro-am event during a pro stop, a pro tour stop?
Mike is asking for clarification. Is it a master am or pro am?
Pro-am. So it's called a pro-am.
What's
So
the
you have a
difference between a
pro
master
and
am
an
and a
amateur.
pro am? I don't.
I guess you'd have to stipulate,
Right.
but
See,
I'm
that's
not.
what I mean. There's too much red tape here. I quit.
I am out.
Unbelievable.
I can't work in these conditions.
Unbelievable.
Why
We'll
would you
just go
bring us?
live.
Unbelievable.
Wait, I will tell you this. In my experience, one of the best events I ever played in was a pro am event or master am event, and I drew Terry Moore, and
Oh,
Oh, that's awesome.
that changed my game. He was talking
wow.
about foosball. This is the Hall of Fame back when it was the Hall of Fame, so 2001. He was talking about foosball in ways that I didn't even comprehend, and
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
opened up my understanding of foosball. So in that regard, I think it's hot, and I would say it's not if it's not well played out or planned out. Masters can't play pro. Wait, Masters can't play
Mm.
with pro. Is that what you're saying, Mike? Oh, Masters can only play with amateurs, and then
No,
everybody.
it's master beginner, pro, rookie, expert,
Oh,
amateur.
There you go. Okay.
I see. Oh, geez, no, I'm gonna plead the fifth here, but I will say that I think it's good as far as learning is concerned.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There was an event that they used to run at Worlds, and it ticks me off that they don't do it anymore, but they used to do a master pro bring where a
Bring.
master
A bring.
could play with a pro and do a bring. And I always wanted to play that event, but I couldn't because I wasn't a pro. And now I'm a pro and I can't play because they don't have it. And it's stupid, not hot.
Not
Not
hot.
hot. Wait, Klepto's saying I'm in to play a master am or even pro am. T42 Louis. Either way, expert and up have to play with an am and below. Is that it? Is that right? I think the fact
I
that
don't
nobody
know.
knows what the hell's going on is problematic.
You have to be.
Klepto, go steal me some cheese, Klepto.
Yeah. Klepto, I know who that is too. All right, okay. Well, I think we talked that one to death, but I think that we figured out. What are we, lukewarm? I guess, depending on the way it
I
rolls.
guess lukewarm. Yeah, that was
Okay.
not exactly all the way to the top of the hot chart. So okay. I think we have that. We've argued that well enough. Okay. Second topic. Randy, hot or not? Vinyl records. Hot or not?
So I know they're hot now for some people, but not for me. Everything's digital. So for me, not. For me, not.
Wow.
Nope.
Adam, hot or not vinyl records?
So The other day, one of the few times that my wife and I got to go out and do something for the night and stay away from our child, we went down to the Silver Lake District in Los Angeles. I don't know if anybody knows that area. Amazing music, amazing food. A friend of ours lives like right down there off of Sunset. It's a half a block down, and there's just all this food everywhere. And we just had the greatest night. We had this amazing food. This food where it was what do they call it? Where they bring you tiny little bits of Asian food. It's not teppanyaki because that's what they cook it in front of you. It's yakitori. So it's little bits of
Yakitori.
fried meat.
Okay.
Oh my God, Randy, they had beef, they had pork belly that they quickly seared with a little bit of brown sugar on top, and they brought it to you with a hot bowl of rice, and it didn't stop. It didn't stop.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up just thinking about it because I'm just like remember looking at the menu going, I'll take that left side. Anyways, one of those nights that's just like you can't forget, right? And then we go and we rent a karaoke room for like an hour and a half or so, and the four of us. Yeah, you can. It's the Korean style, Asian style kind of karaoke. So it's not like up in the stage. You just go and you get a little booth, and you karaoke for about an hour or so. Go watch Lost in Translation. But anyways, it was one of those nights that you just never forget. And we go back to the house of the friends of my wife's that we're staying at, and they have vinyl, new setup and everything, and they put on some badass. And I'm not a big fan of jazz. But they put on some badass jazz with their nice speakers in this. And we're sitting there drinking aperitifs after this nice night. It's like midnight, and we don't have to worry about when we wake up and all this other stuff because we have a brunch in the morning. And so for me, in that context and that memory, I'm going to say hot because everything is context. And that vinyl in that moment just was the perfect cap to that very memorable evening.
And the only reason I raise this is because my wife and I are always debating the fact that I have 1,000 records in the house, and she's like, "Do you really still need those?"
So listen, all right. So it is hot in the context of which I said it, but if you're a hoarder, Tom, let me just hold on, dear
Hang
Tom.
on.
We are here to talk to you because we care about you.
Whoa! Hang on, I'm a curator. I am a curator. Okay,
Tom. We've known that you keep saying you're a curator, but you're a hoarder. Nobody should have a basement filled with
organized. For God's sake, they're organized. I know where everything is.
That's even scarier,
right?
That's horrifying, Tom. I will never room with you because I will never be able to find my socks if you're in the same room as me.
Where are my socks? Oh, they're behind that record right there.
It's really weird. So anyways, I'm going to say hot in good context, not in your scary ass basement with a lot of spider webs.
But you've got to have the rig, right? You've got to have the really good turntable. You got to have a pretty top-notch amplifier and a pair of, kick-ass speakers. And that's all you need.
Makes sense. Yeah. I got this thing, what is it called? iTunes.
Oh.
And I got these right here.
Okay. Let's match frequency response of these things.
Oh my God!
Talk to me about
Hold on, dear Tom. You're talking about frequency responses.
Frequency response.
When you have a trailer rented in your backyard filled with
vinyl.
Okay. We're not talking about vinyl flooring.
Yeah, no, dude. We're talking about that little disc.
Music
records.
Okay, we can get into the argument of the audio fidelity of that.
The artwork is just it sells the record.
Yeah, but I've got Google Photos.
Oh,
dude, I'm gonna Tom. I'm gonna totally trigger you. I get what you're saying. Remember this? So what do we land on that?
Okay. I am totally hot for vinyl records. I'm sorry.
You're hot.
Yeah.
I'm hot contextually, and you're not because you live in the digital age, Randy.
That's right.
Okay.
And he's living life large. So that's good.
I thought you were about to say live in La Vida Loca, and I was about to press exit. I thought that was it.
End the show
I'm
right
done.
there. Done. Over.
Anyways, all right. Now what?
Let's move on to our next topic. This again is foosball. So, all right. So, hot or not, Randy? The back pin shot.
Pin shot. Nope, not even close. Ugh.
No. Okay. That was quick response.
Nope. Steve Dodgen. We were warming up, and Shane Satterfield goes, "Hey Dodgen, shoot that back pin," and he blistered me for about 20 minutes with that thing. And
Wow.
no, no,
Not
it's
hot.
it's a lost art.
Mm-hmm.
I can't shoot it, so I'm gonna say no, not hot. It's
Okay.
terrible, ugly, ugh,
Ugly. Wow,
ugh,
that is extremely down here when it comes to
ugh.
not hot. Yeah,
That's
that's
yeah.
as not hot as you can get. Okay, Adam, hot or not, the back pin shot.
I'm going to say hot because
Mhm.
it's not particularly effective on a tournament soccer table.
Tournament soccer.
I mean, on a tornado
Please,
table.
I was gonna
Oh,
say, who
let's
plays
say.
on tournament soccer? What?
Me, I was born on a tournament soccer table. My
Yeah,
first, when
Brown
I
top,
first,
he
when
was
I,
blue top.
conceived on a tournament soccer table.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do I have the floor? Do I have the floor? Can I finish? Can I finish? Wait, hold on. Dear Tom, your obsession with vinyl is concerning me. I'm just going to change the subject. Have you ever seen that? You ever watch? All right. Listen. No.
Intervention.
Yeah,
Love that
Intervention.
show.
Yeah, I do too. Tom, this is this episode of Intervention.
This is
Can I
intervention.
can I go listen to one more record before I go to rehab?
Oh,
I mean, I don't want to look.
man,
I
I
get.
would barricade myself in, with the stuff.
See, Tom, in
Nothing
the
else.
business, honey, we call that a red flag. You don't barricade yourself in things if there isn't an issue.
Dude, I
That's a
just
red
got
flag.
a quick anecdote. Very early on in my radio career, I had a boss, a program director who was from the South, and his claim to fame, his name was Bo Weaver. His claim to fame was that he locked himself into the radio station air studio and played "Feelings" by Morris Albert 50 times, over and over and over, and like the cops had to come and break the door down.
Oh, that sounds like Shawshank.
Right?
Yeah, Shawshank.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
wow. So this kind of stuff used to have. It was a protest, of course, but they were protesting against the programming of the station. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
You were going to say, Adam?
Well, I was going to say it's nice that you can recognize other people's red flags. So to my point, when I first started touring and I started learning how to train and play, my buddy Jack, John Sneaky Jack Graham from the '70s, that my folks knew, my godfather, had me on a
Mm-hmm.
training routine. And one of the things that I learned how to shoot on a tournament soccer table in the late '90s was a back pin. And what I learned from that was the whole concept of fakes and reverses and timing and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hot in that regard to me. It's not in the regard that it's not very effective, obviously on a tornado table. But
Mm.
for sentimental purposes, and I know if they ever made a table again that was kind of like a tournament soccer table with those men, I would have a ripping backpin series from the 2 bar
Mm-hmm.
because I know the whole thing. Anyways,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Awesome. Very cool.
thank you.
Well, we seem to be divided here. We're not all in agreement on all of these things. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so the next topic, Randy, hot or not, plant-based coffee creamers. Plant-based coffee creamers, hot
Uh,
or not?
got some in my fridge.
Got some in your fridge. Nice.
Hot.
Hot.
My wife put me onto them. So yeah,
Nice.
hot.
What?
Hot.
So,
Huh? What?
Adam,
Huh?
No, I didn't
you
hear what
know,
it was.
I
you didn't
said,
hear what it was.
Jesus Lord.
No, I got a text message.
You missed that? Okay.
And when'd you guys get here? I've been
Is
texting.
he-
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so Adam, it's your turn. Hot or not, plant-based coffee creamers.
Oh.
Plant-based coffee
Yeah.
creamers.
Hot. I don't care. Anything that can combat the acidic, disgusting reflex death in my stomach that happens when I drink coffee. Coffee, that which is the life force of which I need to deal with this sucking chest wound that is life, that is in my heart, to get up every day and be okay as a human, to get those 95 milligrams of caffeine.
Wow.
I'll put whatever in there is creamy. I don't care where it came from.
Okay, I gotta ask you
Hot.
then. So, is it almond, coconut, or is it something else? Randy, what do you prefer?
I think we got almond
Almond.
base. Yeah. But it's kind of like what Adam said. As long as it tastes good, I don't give a crap.
Right.
Man,
Okay.
man,
Okay.
it could be. I mean, it could be
So-
grass.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It could be a throw rug. I don't care.
As long as it tastes good.
Almond or coconut?
I don't care.
Adam?
It doesn't matter.
You don't
Listen,
care? Yeah.
all I know is this: is that one of the things with caffeine is I cannot do drip coffee because there's no fat or the oils get strained out of the because of the whatever.
Oh,
And your body
okay.
absorbs caffeine in a more holistic way when it's got the fats and oils in it.
yes.
It's like that's like I don't know. I read that somewhere. But anyways, the point is I cannot drink drip coffee like that. But when I have espresso and the oils are still in there, or if you add any kind of fat that lets the caffeine bind better with your receptors.
Your fat globulin.
Yeah.
Now we're
Your
blending
fat-
with
your-
receptors.
Your fat receptors.
Yeah. So I don't care if that
Mhm.
comes from a cow or a goat or a grassy field. It's all
Done.
Makes sense.
yep. As
Nice.
long as I don't get the acid reflux of
Hot.
the hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Very hot.
Hot.
Okay.
Hot.
Wow. That was the first time I think we've all been in agreement
Good.
on one
Yes.
on one topic.
Good.
So, okay. So this is going to be the final foosball topic. So
Woo.
Randy, and this I know this is a rerun for us, but for you, this is brand new. So, hot or not on the foosball table, the 5-row 10-second rule. The 5-row 10-second rule. Hot or not?
Well, I mean, should it
Because
be more or less time?
Well, that's what I want to know because every place else on the table it's 15 seconds. So hot or not, 10 seconds on the 5-row.
No, I like it. It's hot. I like it. I think, yeah, that's it. I'm not going to say anything else. Hot.
Oh, wow. Okay. Adam,
Hot.
we've had this discussion before. So hot or not, the 10-second rule on the 5-row.
I'm not going to answer that until Randy enumerates his reasons why.
Well,
Ooh.
I think the majority for me, the middle of the table is really kind of where you win the match. And I think if you give somebody like Tony an extra 5 seconds, he already wins anyway. So you give an extra 5 seconds, he's gonna beat you even worse. So I just don't feel like guys like that need more time.
Oh,
Hmm.
so it's a race to the middle. You want to kneecap everybody else that you know you're going to do better than.
Yeah.
I like that.
What's wrong with that?
I
What's wrong
respect
with that. What's wrong with that, dude? Have
What
you ever
if- what
kneecapped
if-
anybody?
In what sense?
Have you?
Oh, I thought a
Like with a
kneecap.
bat.
No, I
to the
thought
knee.
a kneecap was a candy.
Oh,
No, but I mean, if we had time limits, if we didn't have time limits, it would be easier to look back on our past accomplishments and think of them higher than actually how.
I remember that time I beat Tony and it only took me like 3 weeks.
Anywho,
I just
No,
owned them, I
I-
just owned them on the fly.
10 seconds, yeah, hot. I can't think of any reason for it to be more. Although, would
Yeah.
it not be fun if we did a 5-second, per rod? Nah, it wouldn't be fun. Screw that. 10
5
seconds is
seconds?
fine. Now,
5 seconds?
I think you either go down to 8 or up to 12 if you change it, but I think 10 is good. Leave it at 10.
2-second increments for you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Either speed it up or give him like an extra 2 seconds, but don't make it 15. 15 seconds is so long. It's so long.
It
You know
is
what I
true.
do?
You don't.
Whenever I train somebody, like back when I used to do this, I would have them count out with a clock. I would have them count out 15 seconds or doing 10 seconds of ball control.
Check.
And then I would
Mhm.
actually have them do it with a metronome just to see what it was like and how much different that actually was versus what they
Mhm.
thought was going on in their head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's and I've tried to do this with guys like clock training, and I'll have them like pass, and I'll go, how long do you think that was? And I'll be like 9 seconds. I'm like, that was 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Like I'll time them. And same thing on the 3 rod. I'm like, set it up.
God,
pass
I
it.
know.
And they're like, oh, that was a 14-second possession. I'm like, dude, you had the ball for 6 seconds.
Right.
Like our perception of time is
Seriously.
so.
I know that whole 3 second, 9 second,
We need to get Arthur on the ref on the show and have him talk about time because I mean he's an expert at that. You know,
Time is infinite for Arthur.
Time is the fire in which we burn.
Hmm. Hmm. Deep. You're so deep, man.
Right?
No, I'm
Seriously,
just quoting a movie. So
He's
was
from-
that it? Did
he's
we
from
all agree?
California.
Florida
Huh?
man? No, Florida man. If you didn't get that quote, then you're off the team. You got to go. He's out there.
Mm.
So wait,
Okay.
was that our last
No,
foosball?
we have one non-foosball topic left.
Wait, Tom, where are you
Okay.
on the 10-second rule?
Where am I on the 10-second rule?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still, struggling just to pass the ball, regardless of how long it takes. So
Okay.
that's to me it's sort of moot.
Mm.
Time? Oh well, okay. I still missed the pass. Whatever.
Well, at least you've come to grips with that.
I'm a goalie, okay? What can
Yeah.
I tell you?
Oh.
I can pass the 3-rod from the 2-rod much better. Much
See?
much better. So
Yeah.
So, okay, last topic, Randy, hot or not, Cardi B.
Oh hell no.
Hot or
Oh
not,
hell no.
Cardi,
Oh hell no.
Cardi B.
I'll see you guys later. I'm leaving.
Wow.
Okay, now hold on. Now I'm not even sure who she is, but I'm just asking.
What the
'cause it's
hell?
something-
You can't ask hot or not questions without knowing some context. I refuse.
Okay. My turn. Tom, hot or not? Bob Smith.
Bob Smith.
Exactly. That's my neighbor. It's my neighbor, Bob.
Bob's a
sweet
good guy.
I'm
He's
just
yeah,
hot. Bob's hot.
Bob's
That's
hot.
hot.
Yeah,
You should
he's the
see-
one-
Yeah,
no.
you should see Bob cut the grass. Ooh. Ooh.
Does he use an electric?
He's the dude.
Electric mower.
He's out there in the Speedo cutting the grass. He's hot.
Oh hell no! No, this is Alabama. You don't do that. No.
All right.
No.
Again, why did you ask? I mean, what was
Cardi B.
Yeah, no,
Cardi B.
no. Where did you
You
see
got
the
it.
name, Tom? Like you just. said
He's
that.
got her on. He's got her on vinyl. He just
I
bought
know
her
he
on-
Oh,
does
no.
that.
She wasn't even born
Shit.
when vinyl was being used. No, it's not even that. Although I guess it's probably on vinyl because it came back. But so Adam, hot or not, Cardi
Oh
B.
no! Don't deflect. Where did this question come from, Tom?
It was just something that I caught on the news, and I thought, who is that?
What are you watching? Like MTV2?
No, it's one of those odd, how some newscasts they kind of they give you the hard stuff to start with. It's usually
Easy buddy.
usually
Easy buddy.
serious headlines to start with, but by the end they're kind of
Oh, yeah, the
lighten it up.
The little inspirational. So what was it then?
Cardi B.
No.
What was the headline?
What was the
Tom?
headline? Well, why did they bring Cardi B up?
That she was something about the Grammys. I've forgotten exactly what it was, but who's got more Grammys? I
Listen,
don't
Tom.
really care
Tom.
personally.
When we get off here, there's this like a snippet on YouTube. If you type in Cardi B, Star Wars noises, okay, they do Star Wars, but it's all
She's all
It's-
skirt.
yes. It's like a 16-second video.
Dude, every time
You do
the
that, find it.
lightsaber.
It's like,
I
yeah,
love it.
No,
it's hysterical.
It's very funny.
hysterical. Yeah. You need a laugh? Just go into YouTube, put that,
it's
click the like video, so it's in like your likes, and you can find it anytime you want.
You know, this has become a tradition with Hot or Not. We always have to finish off with something really obscure, which
Okay.
I think that
Cardi B
Cardi
is
B. Yeah, that's
not
obscure.
that obscure for a large. So Cardi B, by the way, is actually her name is derived. That's not a real name, but it's derived from Bacardi, and she flipped it and called herself Cardi B.
You mean the booze? Bacardi?
No, I mean
Rum?
the French riverboat tour. I mean,
Oh, man.
that's hot for me. Listen,
Wasn't there one of the other artists that based their name on cash? Like cash, like dollar sign, something like that?
Keisha and Johnny Cash.
No,
mean,
no, I think he's
after
talking about ASAP Rocky.
Oh,
No.
maybe that's it.
ASAP
No.
Rocky's got
Oh,
dollar
I'm sorry.
sign.
You know what? I mispronounced it. I'm sorry. It's Key $Ha.
Okay, maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't keep up with these kids, man. I don't listen. I've been listening to the Cars. That's
Oh,
what I've been listening to.
you,
The
Randy.
Cars.
By the way, you just passed the test. That was a test. That was just a test, and
Well, I played the drums, right? I played the
yes, I
drums.
noticed that.
So I love drummers, and David Robinson, I believe is his name, from the
Yeah.
Cars.
Yep.
And he's like
The
you
Cars.
could set your clock for that guy. He's like a metronome.
Oh,
I love them. Oh, I
yeah,
love them.
yeah.
So yeah, I listen to some weird stuff, but I like it. I like
Dude,
it.
it's many years ago. I got a chance to hang out with Stuart Copeland of the Police, and
Oh, I love
I
Stuart
mean,
Copeland.
my God, what an amazing guy, you know. But he's one of these dudes that just he's transcendent when it comes to drums. Just transcendent, just
He's
amazing.
unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh,
Another level.
T42 Louis posted in YouTube. Can you can't do it, can you, Tom? You can't post.
What's up?
If you click on the YouTube link in Twitch, it's the one that you're talking about with Cardi B
Oh,
doing the
really?
Star Wars.
Oh,
But I don't know.
okay.
Can you route it through so the rest of us can hear it? It's so fun.
Hold on a second here. I have to.
Can you
You have to see it. You have to see it.
Hold on a
all-
second.
It's
Wait.
so good.
Let's see here. Hold on. I have the capability here. I have the capability.
I just want to hear it. It's so
Yeah.
good. I
So-
know what it is just
so
by
Car-
hearing it.
So, well, there's a lot of subtext to this, and we won't get into it. But anyways, it's really
So
funny,
it's Cardi B, Star Wars, right?
bro.
Yeah.
It's linked in the Twitch.
Got it. No, it's coming. It's coming. Hold on a second.
I had a nickel. Whew.
There it is. Wow. Check it out.
It's a short
Okay.
video.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's
can
quick,
you
huh?
can you play? Yeah, it's only 24 seconds. So here's the thing. It just takes a lot of different clips from the different Star Wars movies or shows.
There it is.
Hold on. There's a lead
That's
up.
an ad.
Here's the lead up.
But hold
Here's
on,
the
wait,
lead up.
Tom, wait.
Hold on.
These are wait, hold on.
What?
These are
What?
the sounds. These are the sounds she makes randomly in different interviews and just talking to people because it's part of her thing, and a lot more of the kind of the culture and the whatever the hell.
When she interviewed Joe Biden, at one point I think she went like
Yeah, she did the
in the
thing.
middle of the interview.
Yeah, she did the thing. But
Yeah.
anyway, just play for the beginning. So for those that aren't watching, and we can't really put it up right now. Well,
All right. Well, you can't see it, but you can hear it.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. So here we go.
Please.
Something sa malok. You know what I'm saying?
all right.
Well, with the visuals, it is much better.
No,
but that
see,
is-
wait, hold on.
That's hilarious.
Let's do the thing. Hold on. So we can do it. We can do it. I want you to play it again. I'm going to share it
Okay.
on my end because I'm actually running the stream. I just realized because I've been over here
Well,
just
you are.
deviously laughing about everything.
Because it's hysterical.
It is. It is. Okay. Oh, there it is. All right. So they won't be able to hear this. Will they? I don't know.
On your
Can you
end?
all hear it? I don't know. You won't be able to hear it. Now I'm curious. I don't know what my settings are. Every time I show up here, things are different. Oh no, it's showing up.
Can you share it with us?
No,
No.
they can.
Something sa malok.
They can hear it.
You know what I'm saying?
Ah, yes. I'm seeing it now.
that
That's awesome.
that's just too much. I'm sorry. We didn't-
That's-
oh no,
that's
things are
Car-
still
that's
happening.
That's Cardi B. Not hot.
Not hot.
I'm gonna disagree.
Get it.
I'm gonna
Now I
say
get it.
I'm gonna say Cardi B is hot for me because I just like that whole thing. I think it's hilarious. I like the whole effect.
We're not allowed to have this much fun on FoosTalk Live. I'm sorry. It's
Oh,
just
this
not
isn't.
permitted.
I haven't enjoyed any of this.
It's against the law. No. This is transcendent because of the fact that this is Randy's first time at stepping into to be in the spotlight.
I'm having
So-
a blast.
So how's it feel?
Hot.
Hot.
Oh,
No,
Right
this is
answer.
awesome.
Right
No,
answer.
this like I said, getting to talk about foosball is like one of my favorite things. I don't do this anytime. Seriously, man, you guys have no idea. I appreciate it. Yeah,
Randy,
yeah. This,
you're a brother of another mother.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's it.
You know. Yeah.
Wicked cool.
Look at Adam's face. Adam, what's wrong, guys?
He's having
What's the
trouble
matter?
now.
what?
What's the matter?
Huh?
Does not
Oh,
compute.
I just had some cherry liqueur that didn't taste very good.
Yeah.
So what were you saying, Tom?
I'm just saying that he is he's been in the spot. This has been the
Oh yeah.
first edition of the Player
Oh,
Spotlight.
you know what? I'm sorry. And again, you have to see it. I'm gonna send you the thing. It's so bad. I made a janky ass graphic for tonight's show because I wanted to do the picture with your headshot on it, and I found a really bad. I found. I don't even know why I'm telling anybody any of this. Anyways, it's not. It's off center and it's not very good. But you know what? It's gonna be the T-shirt that I make for you the next time I see you at a tournament. I'm gonna print it out.
and I'll
Dig it.
wear it. I'll wear
Yeah.
it with
Dig
you.
it.
Just make sure it's a 3X.
A 3X, and make sure that you wear that underneath that 5th, 6th open doubles jacket that you bought, because I think
With
that's.
pride.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, that's nice.
The open doubles jacket that he bought. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was referencing.
Yeah,
I think didn't we talk about that earlier? Or was that
Yes, we
with the
did.
fifth on
it was a lifetime
the
ago?
fifth, sixth on.
5th,
Yeah.
6th.
Oh yeah.
All right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 8. Are we doing our last things? What do we?
We're gonna wrap it.
Yeah.
But
Jeez.
so Randy, it's tradition that we do something called parting shots. So
Okay.
parting shots. What would you like to say?
I can say anything I want.
Well,
Yeah, anything you'd like.
within reason.
So no. So if I could, I want to touch on something that Mr. Don said before he left. Treat your beginners good. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Mhm.
We all love football. We're all in a different place in life. We're in a different place as far as our ability. Just whenever you go out and play, just remember we're all just gonna, we're all trying to have some fun. So treat people the way you want to be treated. I really appreciate you guys having me on here. I want to wish Tony the best of luck in his future endeavors, and I'm looking forward to winning something now that he won't be around. So,
Oh, now we're referring back to the debate we had raging this last week on Foos Week.
yeah.
Now that Tony's gone,
Will Randy start winning?
No, I'll be stuck. I'll be stuck at 5th, 6th, but
Oh,
I don't know. You know what? I don't think now that Tony's gone. Look, you got to beat whoever's there, and that's it.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
that's it.
hmm
So good luck, Tony. I wish him all the best. So I'm sure
Ditto.
I know we're going to see him again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And to you both, Tom, Adam, again, thank you so much for having me
Oh,
on. This was an honor and a
Anytime.
blast. And if anytime you want to have me back, let me know. I'll be here.
Awesome. Adam, parting shots.
yeah. Dear Tom, that pile of vinyls in your garage. When you
It's
have to
not my
move,
garage, man. It's got a place of honor in my.
this is
in
my time.
living
When
room.
you have, this is my time. When you have to get rid of your fridge and your couch to have more vinyls, Tom, we care about you. We respect you, but get rid of the vinyls.
Okay, Adam. Thanks for that. I appreciate the intervention. Yeah, yeah. Never mind. But
Oh,
parting
and
shots.
thanks, Randy.
Yes. Yes. Big thank you to Randy Raposo for making it tonight, man. Made it such a great time. And 2 hours went by just like that.
2
So
hours.
2 hours.
Way
Yeah.
past my bedtime.
Right. But we are going to have you back again, no doubt about it.
Sweet.
So the other thing that I just want to mention is Foos Week, which is coming up on Tuesday evening. Adam, what say you? What's happening on Foos Week this
I have no
Tuesday night?
idea. I don't know.
No idea.
No.
Okay.
Well, we had one plan, but that's not going to quite work out for Tuesday. So
Okay.
we're going to be talking to. I think that we wouldn't want to talk to is some people from Illinois this weekend,
Yes.
and you know,
Get the recap.
I would love to talk to Tony, but Tony's leaving in the next few days, so you know he's got to go do his own thing. And I think he probably tripled. I haven't looked yet. He might have quadrupled, by the way, but you know, whatever.
Cool.
I don't know. There's Kenneth Dale out there who I think just won his 80th pro singles title this year. Or
I think this will
this
be his last
weekend.
one. I think he's going to be a match because he won pro singles and I think he took like third. It was Tony Brandon and him in open singles.
And
So this one,
Mason Connor. Who's Mason Connor? Maybe we should talk to Mason Connor. I see that name a lot.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I see him, I know him, but I don't think I know him personally.
He looks like I saw a picture of him, but because I of course did a quick Facebook stalking. He he looks like I don't know what he looks like. It was his wedding photo,
Does
so everybody looks.
foosball player? Does he look like a foosball player?
No, he's not middle aged, and he's I think not, and his BMI is a normal amount. So
Body mass index. Okay.
um,
Good to know. Well, Foos Week will be a surprise then, but it's happening Tuesday nights. That's 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Be there or be square. Enough said. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks, Randy, for being here. Thanks, Adam, as always, for being the life of the party. And yeah, man, Cardi B rules. Not. But thanks for tuning in to FoosTalk Live. Stay tuned now for FoosTalk Live's Foosball Beat. Foosball tournaments are everywhere. FoosTalk Live proudly presents a weekly update of events near you with the FoosTalk Live Tournament Beat. Here's what's up. Power Kick presents the 2023 North Carolina Bonzini Open, May 19th through the 21st at Snooker's Billiards, Raleigh, North Carolina, all to benefit the boys and girls clubs. Get ready for the Texas State Foosball Championship, May 26th through 29th at the DFW Airport Marriott in Dallas, Texas. The Canadian Pro Tour by Canada Foosball presents the Edmonton Foosball Championships, June 16th through the 18th. Edmonton Foosball Club, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The Toronto Foosball Club presents the Tornado Foosball Tournament, July 14th through the 16th. Toronto Foosball Club, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's the 2023 Beachtown Beatdown, July 21st through the 23rd. Lake Worth Beach, Florida. More details coming soon. It's the Bardo Hearns Celebration Foosball Tournament, August 17th through the 20th at the Kalahari Resort, Round Rock, Texas. Make your plans now for the 2023 Tornado Championships, August 30th through September 4th. Clarion Hotel, Lexington, Kentucky. Each week, we do our best to give you the most up-to-date listing of foosball tournaments near you. If you have an event you would like to add, send us all the details at info@foosballradio.com. Tune in every week for the FoosTalk Live Tournament Beat. FoosTalk Live is a product of Foosball Radio. With gratitude, we recognize our Foosball Radio Patreons. Our FoosTalk Live sponsor, original-leonhardt-usa.com. And thanks to InsideFoos.com for use of their audio during the show. Tune in again next week for another episode of FoosTalk Live. In the meantime,
We'll see you foozin'.